Hello and welcome back to another episode of Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Carnival Cards. Last session, you guys finally made it to the Palace of Heart's Desire, atop these large, gigantic cranes that swooped in when you rang the bell on the top of Motherhorn. They took some convincing to bring along the giant owlbear, seeing as they're a natural predator of them. But with some convincing and maybe some bribery with good berries, they decided they could maybe lift them with a giant papoose, like a crane delivering a baby. And so you wrapped up Juniper in a giant carpet. Oh no, it was the curtain, wasn't it?
Yep.
And descended towards the palace. And as you arrived, you could see the palace was in a bit of a state of disrepair almost. There's this giant beanstalk that has overgrown the entire castle, sprouting its vines around the towers, coiling them, and even doing permanent damage. You can see one section of the tower has been lifted up. The garden looks similarly overgrown, but it is not as abandoned as you might have once thought. As you descended, you saw there was a great number of people by the pavilion, and before you could even approach them, suddenly you saw in the distance something swooping up from the canopy of thither. The Jabberwock arose. Spindly green dragon swooped across and landed in somewhere inside the palace. The cranes immediately took flight. They were spooked, but everyone else in the garden seems pretty nonchalant about it. They feel like they're safe here. You've got many individuals from many different realms here. Some of them seem to be sort of stuck or frozen, but the others, they arrived afterwards and they said that they've been there ever since, waiting for someone to come bring thinning some thin butler back, but he hasn't turned up. You looked around the gardens, searching for any kind of clues as to what's really going on here, and the most important one was where I believe it was Solomon. You got close to the lake with this crown of flowers, and suddenly there was this fey spirit swarming around with like these black fish. They arose into like a humanoid form and offered you a crown of silver thorns. And they rose and spoke of some sort of riddle, and you worked out that the riddle spelled the word wrath. It wasn't long before you explored the towers and found that there were two iron guardians of the palace, known as Envy and Wrath, one a lion, one a heart. And it seemed as though placing the crown on either of these heads will open up a series of locks within the palace. So you worked your way around to Wrath, and they demanded you place the crown upon their rightful head. And as you did, you could hear the distant sound of doors sort of being unlocked. And then there's also that strange phenomena about the water that's almost also like frozen, but not. It's like everything's sort of stuck in motion. I think we saw Lucy get an upgrade, the Xaxx, and a bunch of Eticaps said that they also saw individuals entering into the palace but not leave it. And oh, and yes, Xaxx, you managed to claim some sort of strange blue rose, I believe, that sparks with lightning. Hopefully that'll come in use. But as you began to bed down for the night and try to get a long rest before entering into said palace, I think Mudlump showed up, the the Cyclops from Motherhorn. He was looking for his queen bee, and he could definitely tell Pollinella was inside the dome. He tried to shoo him away, but he wasn't taking no for an answer. And it was up to you to sort of explain that, don't worry, you can get another queen. Tanwen, using your skills of nature, the Swarm Keeper, Ranger, began to educate him. But he said he still wanted to find the thief. He wanted to know why she left. And as you explained, that they were in love. He didn't seem to understand the concept, but once he kind of got it, he seemed deeply yearning for love himself, and so he made a deal with you guys that he wouldn't pursue Polonella as long as you guys could find him love. And so he sat himself down inside the summoning stones and waited for you guys to fulfill this bargain. And just as you were about to sleep, I think within the first hour, that's when you saw the side doors of the palace creak open. And a shambling horde of undead began to crawl their ways out. And Tanwen, who was it Tanwen that was up first, I believe? You actually saw these things approaching.
Yes.
And you alerted the rest of the party, so you are not going to be surprised. You have but a moment to prepare, but I will ask you to roll initiative. You can see these zombies are perhaps 90 feet away, so you've got the distance advantage. None of these seem to be wielding crossbows, at least. But yeah, let's get you guys onto initiative and figure this one out. Okay, there's a lot of NPCs. Whew. We're going to remove quite a few of them. We don't want Squirt and Amador getting in trouble. And Lily will go after you, so that's fine. Same with Samantha. Okay. And Clapperclaw is not a fighter either. Okay, cool. That looks good. And as for the zombie, I'm just going to roll them as a single horde.
I can never roll good initiative with Tarquin, I swear. I miss my old days when I had a bonus from Herengom stuff.
Okay. That guy. Okay, and let's roll another one on. There we go. Do you want to roll for Juniper and Morgul? I'm going to hand over the reins for them to you guys now.
Because I don't know what Katie's gonna call. I'm not gonna take Juniper.
I can do Juniper if necessary.
Okay. Cool.
As I think, Yaz, you're pretty good with Morgoth, right? I think you did them before.
Jamey, shush. What were you saying? Sorry, James.
You know how to use Morgoth as a character, right?
Yeah. I'll do Morgul again. She does need rolling onto the table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a bit crap.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
All right. I'm going to let Tanwen take the lead. You're up first.
Okay. Can you describe exactly what I'm seeing again in detail?
Yeah. The doors of the side of the palace have creaked open, and you can see a shambling set of figures coming out. Their flesh is desiccated. They seem to limp and hobble. And as your eyes discern even further what these things are, you can see they seem to be almost slathered in some kind of sickly green slime that's dripping from their rotted appendages, leaving puddles on the floor as they approach.
Can I see the guy who's driving them?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
No, you don't know he's here yet. That was a sneak peek last session.
Okay. Then I am going to have my swarm. How tall is that one wall that we're looking at between us and the
That's 20 feet.
20 feet?
Yeah,
Okay.
so these stairs also ascend there 20 feet. And this bridge goes up
Okay.
at a slant.
Can I have my horde lift me up and let me shoot that first zombie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. then I'm going to do that. And I am going to see alt. Did I target you? Nope. Hold on.
Right, T.
That's right.
There you go.
Did I get him? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, and I am going to roll. I can get my sheet to open up. Come on, roll.
You have it in the chat.
I did roll?
You can click attack in the chat. I don't know why the automation is asking
Yeah.
you to do it every step of the way, but
Okay.
there you go. Cool. All right. So your first arrow flies, sinks into their flesh, and you can hear them sort of moaning out there.
Okay. Then I'm going
Unholy.
to have my swarm lower me back down again and tell everybody there is a bunch of them that are coming. So I could see what looked like at least a dozen. So I think we should get the non-combatants into Liamon's tiny hut.
Yeah, they're already inside.
Okay. What about Gleam and Glister?
Oh yeah, they should be too. There you go.
Okay.
Also, what about your second arrow? Because don't you get to fire twice?
Oh, yeah, you're right. So let me get the second one. And come on, T. Come on, baby. There we go. All right, and then actors, Caitlin, bow warning, attack, normal. There we go. Now you're acting right. Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't look like it did anything. Okay.
All right. And Nox, you've just been woken up from your sleep, and you can already hear the sound of this moaning horde approaching.
Yeah,
You
so
do.
we started to do our trance, and obviously we got interrupted partway, so that jolted Nox into play. So yeah, Nox wakes up and hears the moaning of the zombies, and what? How many? But Jamey. Right. So I am
There
gonna
we go.
cast Spike Growth on the area by the castle level 2. No, let's do it then. So want it like there. There. Yeah, so we've
Spike growth, huh?
Spike Growth. Yeah,
Nasty.
we're playing tactically. we're playing Plants vs Zombies here.
Yeah.
Just imagine that's like the little pea shooters just like shooting at them.
All right.
Right.
Now I have the song in my head.
You're welcome. I think that's all I can really do at the moment. So, I'm not really sure what Lily can do either. Just move
Not much from
closer.
here. I mean, yeah, if you want to send Lily towards the zombies, yeah.
You control Lily, so what would you want to do? Keep her at the front of the bridge, okay.
Do we need to send her to warn the guys in the pavilion?
How 30 feet, yeah. So
Or wake up the Cyclops?
Oh, ignore me.
Can do if you want.
Yeah, thank you. I think.
You want to? You could. Let me see. You could dash with them as well if you wanted to go up further.
Yeah, you want to move it there, use dash to move a bit forward. Yeah, okay, so that is our turn.
Alright.
Perfect.
Sargash. Okay. Amongst the horde of shambling undead, you do see one figure sort of standing upright, standing tall amongst the others. It is a familiar sight. The necromancer Zargash, who you not only met outside Ufgunk's little hut, but also inside the inn. This is the devout worshipper of undeath. You can see him seemingly guiding these zombies and channeling a spell in his serpentine-like staff. In fact, get the old hand out for him here to familiarize ourselves with him. And he seems to be grinning, looking in your guys' direction, and says, "I'm here to give you a formal welcome to the Palace of Heart's Desire. I had heard you were approaching, so I readied some servants to attend to your every need."
That's quite kind, but we are very accustomed to looking after ourselves, so thank you. Recall them. It's not necessary.
But you've come all this way, and they're so
well-
eager to meet you.
I mean, we've come, but not for the service, if you see what I mean.
They're practically salivating. You wouldn't turn down this opportunity for them?
Well, send them if you must. We have ways of dealing with servants who are, how you say, incompetent? In unwanted? Is that the word I'm looking for? Incontrovertible? No. Impertinent, that is it.
I'm sure you do, but these ones have a little twist that I'm sure you'll appreciate. And you can see that these, again, strangely, a lot of these zombies seem to be wet with some sort of slime.
Ew.
There's sort of pooling puddles around wherever they walk. And you can just see Zargash's grin stretch wider, like knowing that he has something up his sleeve. And at the end of this little monologue, he will cast a spell. He's going to aim it right on top of the group. But I guess you're inside the dome right now. But that's fine. You can still hit something of the dome. It's a 10-foot dome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Foot by 10 foot. Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, so this should sort of do the job anyway. Yeah, we'll put it there. Okay. Anyway, enough of your rambling. Let's see. He casts a spell. You have no idea what spell it is because you don't actually visibly see anything change around you. But you definitely don't hear the zombies anymore. They suddenly all go quiet. And you can see Zargash then aiming his scepter in a certain direction. He seems to be trying to guide these zombies and puppeteer them. Now noticing your spike growth, by the way, it's they have to roll a perception check, correct?
Yes. I
Because
believe
it's a more subtle spell than most. Let me check. It's camouflage to look natural. Any creature that can't see it at the time the spell is cast. Ah, okay. They do see it if you cast it.
But Zargash didn't.
No, not necessarily. Tell you what then. Can't see. They have to make a perception check. Probably be an action.
Hmm?
Okay, cool. That's gonna be his turn then. All right. Go down to Rodolfo.
Okay. Do I don't know the spell that's been cast on us, do I?
No.
So if I attempt to make a spell, would I know that it wouldn't work?
You would only realize that the moment you start speaking or
Okay.
trying to speak, at which point no sound would come out.
Yes. Okay. So I start off trying to cast a spell and realize quickly that I'm not making any sound. But I can cast hypnotic pattern at 120 feet. That is
no verbal?
it's not verbal. It's semantic material and concentration. It's the only
Wow.
spell. It's one of the only spells that I have
Okay. Yeah, you can totally cast that.
that I can cast.
Good find.
And
Yeah,
where is
what's the
Sargash?
range?
Which it's
Zargash pulled back
range
a
of
little bit.
120 feet.
He
So I
intentionally
guess
pulled back.
I can't see him.
He
Versus.
sort of backed away behind the door, so you actually can't see him.
All right. There's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
3
Not
succeeded.
good for the zombies. I think 1. No, 2.
2 of them succeeded?
3. I think 3 succeeded.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, for any of the ones that fail, let me see. They are
Let me check something.
incapacitated with the speed of 0.
Oh boy. Yeah, you just see these shambling zombies suddenly stop looking up at this dazzling pattern and then
I love this spell.
What does Rodolfo's hypnotic pattern look like again?
It looks like grapevines. It looks like
Mm.
grapevines are surrounding everything and weaving in and out.
Oh. They seem mesmerized. All right.
They're trapped
nicely
in a
done.
magical vineyard. Yes.
I like to
but that's
think that it's just playing They Heard It on the Grapevine over and over.
Not much longer would you be my Yeah. Okay. Done. That's my
Very.
turn.
That's
And
good
I'm
turn.
gonna hide behind the fountain here as well.
Okie
Just
dokie.
move.
Morgott is up.
Alright, I'm just trying to work out how far I can move with her.
I'll wave as try and gesture no sound, no speak.
Yeah,
Only
you
while
get
I'm
that. You get.
traveling through it, right? Is it
What
only
would
while
likely
I'm... Sorry.
you would likely get the message across, and you can understand what Rodolfo is trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Silence doesn't slow me down.
No.
Right, I'm gonna dash 60 feet with Morgott to here. Oh, I've got the thingy tool selected again. So 60 feet. Are we doing the standing line with her or not? No, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna end my turn there for Morgott. She is wanting to get into the battle.
No problem. And it is the zombies.
When I leave the cone of silence, can I speak? I can speak, but they can't hear. Never mind. Okay.
All right. Zombies are not having fun. Most of them are completely incapacitated. So several of them do wander into the spike growth. Could you roll 2d4 for me? And that will be the damage.
Apparently Morgult's doing the damage, but you know, that's the
Yeah,
damage.
it's all Morgult. Alright, 5 there. The zombie immediately gets tangled up, seemingly just pushing through it, not feeling any pain. You can roll another 2d4. To do another roll, by the way, you can press the arrow key up, and it will repeat the last roll you made, rather than having to, like, pick and type it. 5. Okay. The zombie struggles forward. You see bits of its flesh being rended and torn away, like it's just all of its skin's just peeling off the bone. And yeah, one more 2d4. Okay, I don't think it can go that far anymore. It's having to dash as well, being that it's difficult terrain. It doesn't get very far into it. Oh yeah. In fact, let me just check. Yeah, that's 15. So all it can do now is really dash. Dashing it does, and you can roll another 2d4. God, it's gonna be on nothing
What?
now.
Oh,
At this point, you see enough flesh ripped off of it that its tendons can't even function. Its body tries to lift itself up, and I have to roll an undead fortitude. The DC is always 5 plus the damage taken, which is 11 there. You could roll another 2d4. 2 plus 5 is 7. So then 6, it's now it's DC 11.
oh my god.
He's still coming. Yeah, roll another 2d4. At some point he will fail, I'm sure. Now it's DC 10. Somehow, through miraculous means, the zombie continues to pull itself forward, even though it's probably just lost an arm. Half of its lower half is just like torn to shreds. Another 2d4. Still coming.
What have I got to do again?
Yeah, keep
Oh
going.
my god.
It's
I'm
it's
loving
undead
this.
fortitude. This is what zombies can do. Okay,
That was
there we
nearly a
go.
19 then. I was
It
like,
was. It's probably by the very end, at which point you see its lower half get entangled and it just rips apart. Now it's just this spine, hand, and like head, and it's just its head probably gets hooked by a massive thorn under its eye, wrenches its neck to the side. You hear this crack, and the zombie just ceases to move anymore.
we got one!
That's the kind of stuff you're dealing with, though.
Oh, wonderful.
All the while, you see this leaking, like ooze substance. It's greenish and
That's
like
so
viscous. It's all leaked out of its body.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not good. Whatever the hell that is. That's gonna be it. That one zombie's go. After this, Xaxx might have to change up his strategies. Zombies are not smart. Not in the slightest. Okay, roll another set of 2d4. This is Spike Growth, everyone. Very powerful control spell. Cool, they're both taking 8.
Nice max damage there.
And one more 2d4. 3. Okay. Actually, one more as well. Okay, that's it. That's as far as they get. They are being torn to shreds, but these ones are still pushing forward. Okay. And there's a couple more at the back. Let's bring them out. Oops. Move much about here. They start forming a bit of a queue to get in because they're all getting like caught up in these vines and thorns that they kind of bump into each other and trying to push each other forward, but they're not getting very far. I'm going to end their turn there and say, Tarquin, it's you.
Yeah, just working. No, working. So, based on the description, we can actually see these zombies walking through, but I'm guessing they would have partial cover?
They are 20 feet up, yeah, which is a little tricky.
Okay.
Unless you're Tanwen, who's got like I say, the ability to sort of fly up and get a good angle.
Yeah, in which case... let's step off the wind to get to here.
Okay.
Getting a good clear view of the targets, just like, well, at least. Just let's step the wind to use a key point. I can't put it. What the hell is it? Okay. Okay, so just allow myself to deduct that. Okay, and then I'm there. 2 attacks. Okay, those ones are in the thing. What's the range on these? It's been a while since I've actually had to use some of my ranged weapons. 2060. So they're out of range of me, so. Okay. Tarquin is just gonna ready an action to bap anything that comes within close range. Basically, he's just gonna punch in the face.
All right. Xaxx.
How bright is it out right now? Is it dark or is it light or what? What time
Well,
of day?
it is always twilight within the realm of Prismir, so there is enough light. You can see everything that's transpiring. Your vision of your character should denote that. Like you can see as far as you would normally in the day.
Are we in dim light?
Oh, I see what you're asking. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be considered dim.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have to leave the hut behind. Bonus action, step of the night to give myself a flying speed.
Sure thing. Although actually, it is dawn, isn't it? I always forget that.
Oh,
It's
is
fine though. It's good. I'll let you. It's only
Okay.
it's only just beginning to be brightened on the horizon, and that was all the way in Yon.
Okay, and then only thing I can really do is double dash then to get 60 feet. And I'm gonna try to hide like in the tree here.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying to obscure
And
myself as best as I can in the branches so that Zargash doesn't see me.
and how high up in the air would you say you are?
Like in the branches of this tree, whatever I like.
Is that like okay, more like 15 feet, we'll call it.
Yeah, so not like super high up.
Uh-huh. All right. What was that, Jamey? Is that everything?
That's all I can do. Bonus action,
Okay.
action movement. Yeah.
Juniper
hut
is
gone.
it is sadly I have to delete your drawing. No. Juniper is groggy, lets out a roar. But they see Tanwen is obviously engaged in something. Oh, it's a silent roar.
Yeah.
Juniper just looks ferocious, but
Probably
lets out
having seen Tanwen shooting at stuff up there, knows that there's potentially prey. That would probably be the way they would interpret it.
Of course.
So probably dash up and join Tarquin on the front lines, but can't occupy the same square. So... Or can.
Yeah.
Can Juniper occupy the same square because they're large and Tarquin's medium?
No.
Yeah, I can never remember the rules for sharing a square. So yeah, Juniper will get to there, and that's Juniper's turn.
All right, Tanwen. These zombies didn't make much headway. It looks like.
I'm gonna shout, Nox, excellent job with the spike growth. And I am going to dash to join my friends. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 70. All right. 35 times 2 is 70. And that is going to be my action.
Okay. Nox.
All right. I think I'm gonna follow suit and try and head towards where the fun is. So I'm going to dash 60 feet, get right by Morgort, and just chillax for a minute, you know.
Yep.
One.
Lily's gonna move. She's gonna dash as well, I think. Yeah, she's gonna be
Just get
best
right up to
pals with Tarquin.
Nice.
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's both our turns.
Good. All right. Came around quicker than I thought. Xaxx.
Lily just goes, "That's how you'll all look, but not me."
Creepy. All right. Zargash looks like, as he steps out from the door frame, sees his zombies. Ah, useless. Why are you staring at pretty patterns? You should be rending flesh. And, oh, we seem to have a problem. Seems to be some sort of traffic jam. Well, quite adept at casting spells, it seems. Good job I came prepared. He is going to bring out a scroll by his side. You can see he's adorned with many kind of like little trinkets, hammers, icons of Orcus, and among them he pulls out this scroll case and begins casting a spell centered on your hypnotic pattern, Rodolfo. No more of that. And he's going to cast a spell magic to try and counteract it. And yours is your hypnotic's a 3rd level, isn't it? So it just will work, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But it did rob the zombies of a whole turn.
Doesn't it automatically get cast at the highest level?
Oh, you're a warlock. What
She's
level
a
is your
warlock?
highest?
4th.
My highest is 4th.
Okay, I will need to roll then. 1 second.
Just in
Okay.
case.
Let's
DC is only
see.
like 11
Thank
though,
you,
so.
Xaxx.
It is only DC 11, but...
I thought it was 10 plus the spell level. So isn't it 14?
Oh,
10 plus,
you're right.
so it's 14,
It is
yeah, 10
14.
plus the spell
Sorry.
level.
It's a-
14.
It is 14.
Well, it's a 3rd level spell cast at 4th level, so however that math works out.
It uses the spell
The spell
slot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the level the spell's cast at, so it's 4.
Correct.
14.
Alright, he conjures up. Oh, he does
Ooh,
make
yes.
it with a very high wisdom. Right. Orcus will not put up with any petty illusions. My zombies will
Illusions,
see
Michael.
illusions, yes.
Sorry. Can't help it.
Now, will you give our new visitors a warm welcome hug? And also, it's obvious you're supposed to go that way, and he points towards with his serpentine staff, gesturing over the wall. The zombies look at the wall and without any second regard just clamber towards it.
Question: do they take full damage?
Oh, they will, but the zombie... Like, if you ask someone else to jump off a wall, they would probably second guess it, but these zombies seemingly blindly accept their
dumb.
fate. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be his like bonus action to sort of command them, and of course he ducks away behind the door again.
Ugh. Yep.
This
Annoying.
weirdly works in my favor.
Okay, Rodolfo, what do you do now?
Okay. Can I cast from where I am, or do I have to move? I like if I move to the top of the bridge, can I cast at the wall? Or at the zombies?
It'll be a trickier angle. You could probably cast above them, but if you try to, you can't really see the zombies as well as say Tarquin right now.
Yeah. Because I've only got 25 feet of movement. So I'm thinking if I go, if I cast from where I am, I can't really see anything.
This does ascend, this bridge here. It's not just suddenly 20 feet at the top, so you could make it to whereabouts.
Where Nox is?
Yeah, where Nox is. and then you might be able to see the tops of heads. They'll probably have like
Okay.
3/4 cover, but if you just need line of sight, you probably
I just
catch
need-
it now.
Yeah, I just need line of sight. Because I can't get Sargash again, but I can cast. I'm going to cast Slow.
Oh no.
Which is a 40-foot cube. They have to make a wisdom saving throw and then take penalties to AC, dexterity, and they lose reactions.
All right. Place the template down. I think you'll probably get just as many as before.
Yep. Slow has no available uses remaining. Oh, shoot.
Have
I
you got any
can't.
spell slots left?
I'm out of spells. Shoot. I forgot that we haven't rested. Okay, so I don't do that.
I think. Hold on a second. Sorry, one second. You have got 2 spell slots.
I've got 2 spell slots, but one was for Hypnotic Pattern, and one I used Blight last time.
That was definitely before you had a short rest. I can see in your sheet, so you've got something called Pact Magic.
Yes.
We should have changed your spells because it's easier to put them in Pact Magic rather than
I see
where they
what
are.
it's done. It's
imported them as that.
No, it's because it's not from Warlock leveling. It's from Invocation. It's the Mire the Mind Invocation, so you can use it once using a spell slot.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yep, you're right.
So they used it once, and then I think it's per long rest that they can redo.
I get it.
Yep.
All right.
I haven't rested.
Which I will say is one of the things that has changed slightly in the new rules that I kind of like.
So in this case, then you've still got potentially a second spell slot, but not to use on those spells.
That's fine. I'm going to save my other spell, and I'm just gonna, I guess I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast, because what else can I do?
Sure. We'll say with 3/4 cover, their AC is a little higher, but they're not high to begin with, so you might still catch them. Which one are you going for? Oh no, you might have targeted all of them there.
23. Oops. Well, just.
Oh my lord!
I wish you could do that.
Oh my god!
Blast.
Can
That
you
was
imagine?
Amazing.
That looked incredible, but let's just tone it down. It's only one.
Let's just cast on this guy here.
Let's try again.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I mean, it definitely hit for 8 damage.
Did I hear you say 1-0?
Okay. You definitely hit.
19.
You hit. Then I'll say. You know what? I'm gonna be nice and say you hit with both beams because I don't want to take away your first roll just because you misclicked the targeting. So you got 8 and 4.
Yep.
4. He is already looking rough. Bits of desiccated flesh splatter the walls of the once beautiful white marble of the palace.
So I need to get a view of the wizard.
No, I can help with that.
I'm no wizard.
So whatever you are, I don't care.
I'm a worshipper. A divine servant. Morgott, it's your turn.
Right. Morgott is going to make a beeline for these stairs and just dash up them and get 50 feet up there, and then that'll be her turn at the moment.
Okay. Zombies. All right. They all in one swift turn in unison, like turn their heads from the walkway and begin just shambling off of the edge. And they just clamber up and fall over, and you just hear this rain of bodies, these sickening thuds and cracks as all of their bodies collapse onto the ground below here. I mean, I'm going to move quite a lot of them. But, you know what? I'm going to let you roll the full damage, Nox, because they're only doing this as a result of your spike growth. So go ahead and roll me 2d6.
2d6, okay.
Yes, 20 feet.
It'll
It's a
probably
d6
roll
for
as
every
Morgott,
10 feet.
because I'm not actually selected. I don't even know where my token is.
Do
Oh,
these
there she
ones
is.
still take spike growth damage because they're still in the area, where spike growth only on one?
Yeah, those two there.
Not quite. That would be down on the wall. It doesn't suddenly go 20 feet to the bottom and then on there. 6. All right. Well, they might kill it anyway. After all, undead fortitude for this fella. Con save. It's going to be DC 10. Oh, wow.
No!
This zombie lands, does a 3-point landing. He was clearly an adventurer in his past
He
life.
did a superhero landing.
Yeah. And then immediately sprints towards the rest of you. Yeah, there is enough of a gap there. Okay, cool. So that's 5 and 20. Oh, damn. It's only go 28 days later. And this one rushes up to you, Nux, but that's going to be its go. Similarly, this one approaches.
Jesus, they are very quick.
They seemingly get this spur of speed as though obeying their master is their utmost importance. I'm going to move the rest of these like somewhat here and then space them out a bit. Because
this is fine.
They wouldn't be in a line. There we go, we like that. Alright, and the last 3. Oh, there is one that was being Eldritch Blasted, so they also might collapse from the fall. Let me check him out.
No.
1 con save. Yep, he makes it to DC was fine, but he's on 1 health. And I'm going to do the health for these all individually in a second. But, yep, so you see all the zombies sort of topple, boom, 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 piling on top of each other and then picking themselves up. Oh, I guess they would fall prone, didn't they, actually? Yeah. Hold up. We're going to go back 15 feet. Except for the one with the natural 20. That one was the boss. Alright, there we go. That's it. That's the zombies' go. It is Tarquin's go.
Okay, so we're going to Step of the Wind, wings unfurled, taking flight, and we're going to fly over the top of here, fly to about here, set, oh, that's apparently in line with the wall, about here, but about 15 feet up. If
You got it.
Yep, there you go.
Flying over this strange green puddle that seems to be
Actually,
as you get closer, Tarquin, you can tell this substance isn't dissolving the stone in any sense. It doesn't look like acid.
Let's make it 10 feet up, actually.
But
no,
it could be anything.
No, 15 works. 15. And I'm going to ready to throw a dart at this guy's head if he pops it out.
Alright, good shot. Readying an action. Xaxx, you're up.
Alright. I guess I'm just going to get rid of all the rest of the zombies. I'm going to go 30 feet straight forward into the middle of them. And any of them, I'm going to use an action to channel divinity, and any of them that can hear me, CR1 creature or below who is undead is going to be destroyed.
Xaxx, describe to me how you obliterate the battlefield.
I'm just gonna. I'm a little sick. I was trying to rest up here, guys. So just stop it, please. And little like food tray covers are gonna appear over each one of their heads and just sort of try to stomp them down.
I really like that visual. That's great.
Very nice. The zombies just pounded into the ground, collapse. Suddenly, that substance again splurts out in every direction. Is it a 20-foot radius, correct?
It's a 30-foot radius.
A 30-foot. Wow, so you can be up in the air and do this as well.
Yeah.
Which means any kind of...
Actually, if I can... maybe I can move, be more strategic, and actually go here.
But you're up in the air slightly, okay? So where you were is probably the best place to actually do it anyway. Because of course.
Well, just so I can get all of them then. I think if I do it from here. Oops.
Where you were was fine, right?
No,
it's all but one.
I'm trying to get all of them.
Oh right, where's the?
There's this one.
There's this one. There's this one guy off the side.
Okay, you could do it. No, you'd miss two.
Yeah, I'll miss the one guy closest to Nox and Rodolfo, and I'll get the rest of them. I'll move
okay, so you do it here.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so yeah, the radius is so big that you're able to sort of stay up in the air enough that you avoid any stray splatterings that this ooze-like substance provides. And all these zombies suddenly collapse into the ground.
Do we see anything that happens with the splattering? Like, does the grass die around it?
Ah, good question. You do witness the grass. No, you absolutely witness the grass beginning to shrivel, turning grey, and just wilting. Any of the roses from the gardens all wilt.
Okay.
But the stone up on the walls, they don't seem to be disintegrating or dissolving in any way. It's only seemingly affecting the plant life.
What about the water?
I'm going to say none of it gets into the water yet, because well, maybe some stray bits, but they don't flow into the water. If they do, they sort of rest on the top because the water doesn't seem to be flowing.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
So that's a bit of movement. That's my action for the channel divinity, and then bonus action is going to be just a quick shield of faith on Nox. Just to boost their AC up a little bit.
Just in case. I gotcha. Okay, and that's your go. Juniper is up.
Well, Juniper can see a clear target, so and it's attacking someone they're friendly with, so
very true. Oh no. I have to roll a 19 for the con save. Oh my god! This one has rolled 20s back to back. This is the hero zombie we've all been waiting for. Incredible. Incredible strength. However, I also need Juniper to roll me a Constitution save. 1 second.
No, it's not a very good con save.
Oh no. Okay. What's the damage on the second one? 12.
So it'd be 17 for the
DC 17. Okay, it does finally rend it into pieces the second strike. But as they do, it's this stray splattering that hits Juniper and Nox and Rodolfo. I think they're all in range. I need you two to make me a Constitution save as well, please. That's Nox and Rodolfo.
That's bad.
Okay, Nox, you're good. So, I'll tell you what happens. This strange sludge, green and brackish, flicks up onto your faces or any exposed skin, and you immediately take 2d6 necrotic damage, which is going to be 9. And if you pass, you're taking half. So Rodolfo takes the full 9.
Done it on Juniper.
Thank you.
Juniper, okay, you're done, Juniper. And Nox, you take 5. Whew, right, and in addition to that, you can see Rodolfo, unless you've not used Eldritch Sight recently. I always assume you've got it on as it's basically a free action.
Pretty much always a passive, yeah.
then you would notice there's a hideous, bubbling transmutation magic emanating from the sludge. And any part where it hits living, it seems to suddenly bubble to life, right? That's when it seems to really suddenly take off.
Oh dear. Okay. Can I shout that out to the group as a free action, like as a? It's doing something. The slime.
You would be able to if, as it hit your skin, your mind wasn't suddenly ravaged. And
no.
I need you to make a wisdom save as well, please. This
what?
is an onset effect.
Ooh, that's a failure.
Okay. Your mind is ravaged by a nightmarish vision, too horrible to describe. You see yourself descending into almost like a bottomless pit of filth and flesh, and as you fall through, you pierce open into that layer, like an opened wound. You see layer upon layer, and you don't know what world this is, but it feels like a bottomless abyss. You're just descending from layer to layer, inescapably being consumed, and it feels like your flesh is being transformed into something else entirely. You feel like you're becoming part of this realm and its ideals. Your mind twists into chaotic thoughts of just killing everything in sight. It is horrific.
Does Juniper also need to make that wisdom save?
Because
they failed.
It's only humanoids.
Oh, okay.
So
Juniper,
am I
incapacitated or
no? That was.
Do I turn into a zombie?
No, your mind suddenly snaps back into reality, and you wish that you'd never even seen any of that, but you're still shaken from it for sure.
Okay, so I'm not stuck. Okay, well, I'll take it.
No.
Okay.
Tanwen, I think it's your go. These zombies on the floor, they're all dead. The only things you see moving are, well, your allies. But you know, of course, the necromancer of these foul creatures is still at large.
Right.
What would you like to do?
I know that Rodolfo is really hurt, and I'm torn between running to Rodolfo. But I think what I am going to do is I am going to aid Tarquin, and I am going to try to get closer so that I can shoot, and I'm going to ready an action to shoot Zargoth if he gets any closer.
Okay.
So 10, 15, 25. There's 30. So I'm going to be 25, 30. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to go up a little higher so that I can shoot him the second he shows his face.
Right. See if he does. He will pop out. Tarquin's trigger. Oh, sorry, I'm missing Nox. Let's go back to Nox. You're okay. Go ahead, Yaz.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm gonna move closer to Morgort. I'm gonna dash 60 feet. Just go up there. Oh, I've got the wrong tool selected again. Sorry, I was measuring how much I could actually move.
I'll give you a little tip. If you saving clicking on the measurement tool every time, you can actually hold down Control and just drag your cursor, and that'll give you it's the ruler tool. But without using the clicking.
Yeah. That's good. Lily's dead, isn't she?
Dead?
Or is she? Right, no, she's not. She's right there. Oh, she's like the living dead doll. She can.
You don't want to go in the spike grove, do you? Unless you want to drop it.
Yeah, I want to drop it.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt Lily anyway. Is she impervious to that?
No, she wouldn't be.
So
She wouldn't be impervious. I mean,
that's mine and Lily's go anyway.
Alrighty. Okay. Now Zargash pokes his head out, and Tarquin, you're going to get that shot straight at his face if you want.
Yep. And the great news is I'm quite high up, so he potentially didn't even see me. You know what? Let's make this front dagger. Oh, apparently I'm out of ammunition. I'm not out of daggers. What the hell you want about, game? I always have daggers. I have daggers for days.
Daggers for days. Nice. Takes that dagger straight to the shoulder. Oof. Tails. I don't know what he was concentrating on, but that's fine. Probably something. Oh, who was he? Oh, it was silence. Lol.
Well, the silence is gone.
Yeah, that was right. That's gone. No matter. You may have destroyed my little army, but they delivered their welcome package, just as planned. I'll be seeing you in a couple of days, I'm sure. You'll know where to find me. As for the rest of you, I'm afraid that's our little welcome party over for the time being. I do look forward to seeing you again, however, as you explore the other things I've laid in wait for you.
I haven't given you the rest of my my gift for the host.
We are but humble servants. The true host is a little indisposed at the moment.
Yes.
Regardless, I'm afraid this is where our greetings come to an end. And he does begin to heft the heavy doors shut. And after that, Tarquin, you also hear a slight muffled muttering. No idea what that was, though. You could just hear he definitely said something, and that is actually going to end his go. And it might also end combat. Okay.
Huh. How rude.
Indeed. Oops, let's pause the music there. Okay.
I just wish it had a little bit more movement, because then I was just going to stunning strike the guy.
I'm sure, yeah. I didn't want to risk that, if I'm honest. He kept a distance, as you would expect some sort of necromancer. However, looking around the rest of the battlefield, nothing is jumping back up from the undead, so you can rest easy for the time being.
Well, do we want to chase the guy?
He's locked the door.
You definitely hear the beam slot into place again, Tarquin.
Okay, do we need to do something about the green oozy stuff that doesn't look natural? So, do the magic guy people have any idea what to do with the green oozy stuff?
You can roll an Arcana check probably as you inspect it. Nox, there's definitely a necrotic component to this that will only affect living creatures. You saw Juniper take a little bit of a splash on it as well. Their feathers probably did like rot a little bit, and some like a patch is bare. But other than that, Juniper doesn't seem to be showing any signs of other effects. Just Rodolfo seems to be shaken up by this. Their eyes are kind of wide, so you can definitely assume that it only seems to work on humanoids, because none of those zombies were creatures like monsters. They were all humanoid in shape as well.
I would say I don't know what it did. I had horrific visions. I mean, nightmares that you can scarcely even describe. It wouldn't even seem real. So definitely don't touch it.
Are you feeling okay now?
Yeah, I feel fine. I'm just a little You know when you wake up from a nightmare and you're physically fine, but you think that maybe you're just a little shaken?
Not stirred?
That's no, it was not stirring, just shaking. It's like that. But I'm fine. I can fight. I just get away from Xaxx.
Can
Oh
you?
yeah, I'm flying anyway.
Okay, good.
And one of y'all do a
fly back to
detect
you.
magic on it to see if it's magical? I'm
It's
sure it is, but I mean, maybe we could learn some more about it. I'm just afraid if we go to sleep right now, it's going to spread horribly. Or
it's evocation magic, I think. But I'll
Yeah, it's
cast
transmutation,
transmutation.
which means it is having some sort of
Yeah.
transformative effect on you, whatever that was. Those looking at Rodolfo and as you fly over Xaxx to come to his aid can tell that something about his complexion is changed. It looks like the skin has lost all color. You can see it's sort of almost hot-marked in places as well where it hit, but it doesn't look like it's dissolved it necessarily. It just looks more unnatural.
Yeah, I can't do much of it right now to help you, but probably if we rest up tomorrow morning, I can
Like
do.
I said, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. We need to worry about getting inside. And
can I at least give you a good berry? You're being very brave, but
it's
Oh, forget the good berry. I'll just do a cure wounds on you.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
No, look, we don't know what this stuff is, and it's killing all the plants. And because it's killing all the plants, I don't want to leave. Maybe if you wash it off in the stream.
Bad idea.
Okay.
What?
That makes sense. I will.
It also appears as though Xaxx insists with the cure wounds, and as you make contact with the spell, the wound, the necrotic wound, or rather, sorry, the feeling of the wound does pass. Like there's no pain, Rodolfo, from it. However, there is still very visibly the mark where the flesh is slightly warped. It definitely wasn't. It's still lingering. Whatever it is, it's still there. You feel healthier, but your flesh is still warped slightly, pockmarked.
Yeah.
And as you come to see as you come to the water's edge and you see your own reflection, you suddenly get another flashing image of the same flesh-like realm passing through hundreds and countless layers. You feel yourself descending and falling. You look into this water and see it as just a simple veil that you fall into this bottomless abyss. But it suddenly flashes back to the water.
Can I, if I wash off any excess, does it change?
It does not. You see, well, you wash off any of the sludge,
any of the slime, yeah.
But it almost feels like that's almost absorbed into your pores. It's actually not washing off anything, but just cleaning it's just cleaning the skin. It just sort of runs down it.
I'm still gonna clean it, and I'm gonna rub at it a little bit to where the skin becomes a little bit red and chafed, like just rubbing a little bit too hard.
Okay.
And trying to be calm. Okay.
Y'all explored the fountain. You told us that the water at the fountain seemed to not be moving.
The water of the entire place doesn't seem to be
Everywhere.
moving.
Oh, okay.
But
maybe this will slow it down if it stopped by time and the water.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't want to take a chance. We need Rodolfo, and I don't want him to get hurt. I mean, Rodolfo, if I haven't told you this before, you are an amazing, valuable part of our party, and I don't want anything to happen to you.
Well, thank you. That's very nice to hear, of course. But either this will go away or it won't. And let's be real. I killed like one zombie, so.
But you held them up for a bit, and you got them to waste
Yeah.
time breaking your spell.
Oh
Exactly.
yes, 6 seconds. Very valuable. Very valuable. Wonderful.
It stopped him doing something worse, and allowed us to get up close to drive them off.
Well,
as you get up from the water, you glance back to see your reflection just once more, and you just get this flashing image of your flesh stripped away and grey, pot marked, and suddenly it flashes back again.
Mm-hmm.
Something is not right with your with yourself.
Based on Zargash's words, I feel like this is going to be some sort of long-term effect. He seems to suggest you'd be wanting to see him in a few days or something like that. So we'll probably need some form of magical healing.
Perhaps it is a long-term infection. I don't know. I cast Dispel Magic.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
It does not have any effect on this strange
I
warping.
didn't think that it would, but okay. Well, that's the limit of. Let's just go on. I'm sure we'll see him again, regardless of what happened to me. He seems to want to be playing games.
You can roll an Arcana check though, Rodolfo, as you do cast that. Because a 17. Whatever this effect is, it was magical. It's transmutation, perhaps in the moment of its creation, but it seems like now that it's all absorbed into your flesh, it might have become something other than. Or it might be something other than magic that your spell can necessarily deal with. It might be something more malignant and malicious in nature.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider that he actually said aloud that he's no wizard. He is a worshipper, a divine servant of some unholy power that you may have already just witnessed glimpses of. And I hope that gives you a clue as to what kind of effect truly is on you.
This liquid, it's sort of like an oozy substance, right?
Yeah, it's like sludgy and viscous.
How do we feel that a dust of dryness would work on it? 'Cause it specifies water normally, but I know we've used it in other cases, so I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Tarquin.
I will say most of this here, the one on the grass, is probably sunk into the soil and gone away.
And then the ones on the top probably aren't too big a deal because we're not going that way anyway.
The puddles on the stone have remained, however.
Well, I suppose the choice now, everyone, is: do we try to rest up again, or do we try to push on in the state we're at?
Tarquin, I think we need to let everybody rest. I honestly, I don't think we can push on much further. I mean, I know I'm almost at the limit, my limits, and I can't speak for the rest of the party, but I think that we need to get everybody. We need to regroup, make sure everybody's fed, make sure everybody is hydrated, and see if we can get everybody to get some sleep.
Xaxx, you still need a full night's sleep?
I could use one just before we go in. I mean, I still need to do one. Yeah, I can put the hut back up, but I still need to do a rest. And in the morning, Rodolfo, I can do a check and see if I can help you out with whatever's going on with you.
I mean, maybe if you have a remove curse or something, but other than that, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I do have a remove curse.
There is one other option. If I mean, we're not the only people here. Maybe one of the others that are in like that encampment down there might have a way to get rid of this. They might have an idea of what it is.
You guys can go check that. I'm gonna go try to create the hut again.
Okay.
Can you create the HUD and try to cast remove curse, or do you have?
No.
I cannot do both.
Okay.
I cannot do remove curse until I have a rest.
See, I'm almost to the point of saying we should remove curse because we don't know what'll happen to Rodolfo.
Yeah.
If we leave Rodolfo with this for 8 hours,
Well,
maybe we can go sleep with the Cyclops.
Well, based on what Xaxx said, it sounds like it's going to be a few days. And also, I think Xaxx was saying that he can do the heart because it's a ritual. He can't do remove curse until he has a rest.
Correct.
Yeah, I just don't have the energy to do the remove curse right
Yeah,
now.
no, I understand. I'm just trying to explore.
The HUD's pretty easy to do. I mean, I've already drawn out the basics on the ground here, so.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go zip over to this encampment, and if they sound like they're asleep as I get nearby, like I can hear like snoring or whatever, then I'll leave it. But if they still seem to be in revelry, then I'll just quickly speak to them.
It's definitely a lot quieter, but as you approach, there are several who are still awake. Lord L seems to be continuingly eyes open. The others are sort of taking a nap, perhaps.
Lord L, can I have a word? I realize you're a lord, so I'm guessing adventuring and stuff isn't quite your forte, but considering the affliction you're under, perhaps you had some experience with magic and such.
Yes, I rarely find sleep these days. Being turned to stone has a sort of slowing down sort of process to fatigue, at least. And I don't move much as it happens, so I have not need. I heard the zombies attacking. That sounded awful, dreadful.
Yes.
And all the time we were here, we thought we were safe, but.
Yes, I think this particular one might have a bit of a vendetta against us. Do you know of any priests that are religions that are dedicated to undeath? Because normally most of the clerical types I've ever and divine priesty types I've dealt with are very anti-undead. But this guy seemed to take offense at being a wizard and was like, "No, I'm actually a priest."
Mm-hmm. He rolled a 20 on his intelligence check, so he knows. I do know of a many evil god dedicated to undead. The Prince of Undead himself. The Blood Lord. The Lord of Spectres. He goes by many names. The Shadow that was. He is the goat-horned demon known as Orcus.
Did, at a quick glance, based on that description, did any of his attire make us... because you mentioned about a scroll case being, like, having stuff on it, didn't you?
Yeah.
So...
There's most likely little tiny hints amongst his attire that hints at Orcus. Specifically, I would say around his shoulders, you could tell there were horned, like, spikes jutting out. And I'll show you again the handout.
Yeah.
There we go.
That might be right. He did have like horns on his shoulders and some of his equipment, and he did seem like the undeath was, and trying to maybe turn people into undead was his whole thing. So if that's...
However, I must make a correction. You see, Orcus is not necessarily a god, but a lord like myself, perhaps, but of a demonic origin. He was believed to be the mightiest of them all, in fact, but he was close to obtaining true divinity. Yeah, I suppose he is as close to a god as any, but his his spread of corruption has reached many corners of the realm. He is said to be able to transform humans into otherworldly creatures.
That sounds bad, but might be exactly what we might be experiencing. Have you heard any tales of people who have been afflicted with that corruption, who have been healed or otherwise restored?
Well, I have heard of some marks of Orcus that spread amongst their worshippers, and, well, some who are perhaps unwillingly recruited. He himself is sort of depicted as an immense twisted fusion of corpulence and muscle and rot bloated flesh. But this disease, this mark, seems to also have similar symptoms. The muscle, the flesh shifts and changes, twists, and the flesh begins to kind of bloat and inflate, as though like a drowned corpse. The only cures that have been known are by other similar divine spells, I suppose.
So it's a pretty powerful affliction, is what you're saying.
It may well be that, but yes, you would need a powerful magic to be able to counteract his own demonic presence.
And would you say this transformation, would you say that's a quick thing from what you've heard, or is it more of a slow, painful process? As that sounds like the more demonic sort of thing.
Some have been known to transform instantly. Powerful spellcasters have mastered magic of undeath to cause it to create a rapid effect, but others have been this lingering more like a disease. I can't say for sure what your friend may be afflicted with, but the sooner the better, I would assume.
Right. Well, thank you for your advice. We've actually managed to find a way to get into the palace itself, so hopefully we can find out exactly what's going on and get you lot seen to for your various afflictions, wants, desires, etc. sooner.
Well, then you have my appreciation.
Yes, and you have.
Do hope you don't run into any more of those, though.
Hopefully not. But also, don't mind the giant Cyclops outside. He's a bit obsessed with his bees, but he seems to now just be waiting for Zybilna as well, so...
Well, I might have to offer him some tea in the morning.
He might appreciate it, and if you need honey, he's probably the guy to go
to. Yes, actually. Oh, honey-drizzled cupcakes. Sounds delicious.
And considering you're a lord, do you have much knowledge of beekeeping? Or
I can't say I do.
Fair enough. I thought maybe you might have like your own
Sumai. Sorry, yeah, it's one of our companions might. Sumai is a farmer. He might know.
Well, perhaps he can talk to them, because I think his bees were missing a queen and they're hoping to get a new one. But maybe someone will know how to help with that process, because I'm no expert on that. But yeah, I
think your own swarm keeper might be able to help there.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But for now, I shall leave. I thought as we're going to go in and you guys are out here, it might give you something to talk about. So I shall leave you to it.
Yeah.
And go rest myself.
What would the rest of you be doing? Are you bedding down for the long rest again?
Yeah.
I'll volunteer for first watch. since I'm not really in a sleeping mood right now. But you go ahead. You need rest.
Rodolfo, I don't know if we should leave you alone. I'm not being mean. I'm just scared that something will happen to you in the middle of the night because of whatever that was, and suddenly you'll be by yourself trying to fight it off.
I'll stay up with Rodolfo. I don't really. The rest will be beneficial for some of my abilities and obviously for tiredness, but I'm still pretty fighting fit if something happens.
Okay. Stay with me just in case I turn evil, huh?
Yeah, if you turn evil,
No, something happens. I'm not saying
Yes, turn evil.
Well, if it helps, Rodolfo, I might have some more information on what exactly is afflicting you, so we can discuss that, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
By the way, when I was up in the air, there is, on the other side of the river, an axe in a stump. Did any of y'all see that? When y'all were out exploring the gardens?
Is that the axe that I took last week?
That's the axe you already had.
Yeah.
That is Lucy. Yeah, that right there is depicted as that is Lucy in the stump.
We just got
actually that was a nice little treat. That was a nice little level up for Lucy.
It was.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, apologize. I'm glad you mentioned it because if we hadn't already seen it, it would have been very beneficial. But yes, that one I think you were. I'm not sure where you were.
I was with Juniper most of the time.
Okay. You were settling in our guests, yes. Well, in any case, it's fine. We got it. She's a +2 now.
Yes.
You can tell where Lyndon, the old lumberjack, got it from all this time. He must have visited the palace at some point. Okay. So Nox and Tanwen, you're staying up for the first hour, is that correct?
No, it was Rodolfo.
Sorry,
Rodolfo
sorry.
and Tarquin.
Yeah.
Okay, alrighty. In that case, then, on the first hour, you guys free to discuss anything you wish.
Well, is this the first hour or the second hour? Because I was.
You have to.
A long rest starts. So.
Yeah, it was in the first hour, so there's like an hour and a bit, basically.
Okay, so this is the second hour of the night. Okay,
yeah, we'll call it that for sure.
So Rodolfo, based on, went and spoke to that Lord Eld guy, and he actually seemed quite knowledgeable, which is helpful. I think that this Xaxx guy might worship a demon lord rather than a god, by the name of Orcus. Don't know if that rings any bells to you.
I don't know any. Okay.
You can roll a religion check.
What's the difference between a demon and a god?
I guess it's whether they're. I mean, I would guess whether they're. Based on what he was saying, a demon lord is like almost a god, but they haven't quite gained full god divinity. So.
But enough to give powers to followers.
Yeah,
it seems like.
But maybe not at. And apparently he was the closest to becoming a god, so if anything, think of him as a slightly lesser god, I guess.
Demigod? Is that the word?
Possibly. I mean, maybe that's where the demi comes from. Maybe it's from demon. But based on what Eld was saying, he's heard of this corruption you're afflicted with. It seems like it's used to turn humanoids into like undead servants of Orcus, essentially.
Oh, good.
But it's, by the sounds of it, you're perhaps lucky because in some cases it can be an almost instantaneous effect from the more powerful. But for you, it's going to be slow, so that gives us time to try to sort it. But it's going to take some sort of divine power to do it.
Do you think it's slow because I'm human rather than a plant and alive?
Well,
Or do you think maybe because
I mean,
there was already somebody I'm serving, so
maybe,
you know,
I mean, it could very well be your patron offers you some sort of resistance to the effect, and so it's
a little bit of competition, if nothing else.
yes. And
Which your religion check would kind of confirm. You do know the difference between devils and demons, and you lean further away from the demon side, that's for sure. And
Okay,
of course, if you'd have perhaps been hit by a direct spell, that may have changed the odds or changed the speed. But you were only kind of hit by a stray spray. In that case, it might be a slower process.
Yes, so hopefully, with Xaxx gaining perhaps more power. I mean, did you see how easily he wiped out those undead? It was like a
that was incredible. Yes, I didn't know he was capable of such things.
No, neither did I. And I'm glad I'm not an undead, I guess. But I mean, based on that and how much power he had to just basically snap his fingers almost to say a word, and those undead just turned into a puddle. Perhaps his powers might be sufficient. I mean, whilst Orcus himself is obviously a powerful demon lord, that doesn't mean Zargash has the full access to that ability, so hopefully it's something that can be fixed quickly. And if not, we just have to get through this place quick, beat the living daylights out of him, and get him to reverse it.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah. Easy. It sounds like if at least we don't need to find him, he will find us. So that's one less thing we have to worry about.
Yes. I mean, I suppose if worse came to worse, you got the corruption in your arm, it might not have spread through the rest. We could just lop the arm off.
Well, let's call that a last resort.
Yeah, last resort sort of thing.
But now that you think of it, and Rodolfo will kind of roll up his sleeve and just make sure that it's not crawling up his arm. Mononoke style.
Maybe try tying something around the upper arm so that if it's like in the blood or something, maybe that will slow it.
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
Like, not too tight, of course, because you don't want to cut off the blood flow and kill the arm, because then that would probably corrupt it faster, but you know what I mean. And I guess try not to just try to stay calm so your heart isn't beating as fast to pump the blood round, I guess.
Oh boy. Yeah.
It sounds like, just that alone, that sounds like that would make your heart pump.
As we're about to go into the the demon-filled castle.
Yes,
sure.
But thing is,
I will try to remain calm. It seems like a good idea. Just in general.
We'll sort this problem. I mean, technically we've only lost 2 Carnival card members. One was Egbert, but we don't know what happened to him. He just didn't come back to the Carnival.
He's fine, I told you.
Yep. Well, I don't know what's he's fine. And
he's the one who told me about where the Carnival is,
Oh.
How do you think I found you guys?
I mean, I thought you were just looking for the Carnival because you were told by your patron or whatever, but okay.
No.
That makes a lot more sense. And then, of course, there was the guy I made into a Carnival card after he died, so we technically haven't lost any members apart from ones who were given as a posthumous honors, so we're not losing you. You're a key member. And if anything, I can't be the only person who's capable of talking without us getting shot at, because basically I need another charismatic person around, because otherwise I don't want to be the only one. But
okay,
yeah.
Other than that, Tarquin, you managed to keep things jovial and spirits high for the remainder of this watch. And Rodolfo, you feel a little bit more at ease. And at that point, though, you can wake someone else up and begin a rest yourself, perhaps, Rodolfo.
Okay, I'll wake up.
Wake up me.
Nox and Xaxx then.
Nox and Xaxx.
It's just so I can get time in to actually fully trance as well. So
of course.
if I take an hour, I'm good.
All right. So Rodolfo, as you begin to bed down, however, you actually find sleep fairly quickly. That's not the issue. However, the dreams are not of pleasant ones. You feel a burning sensation at the back of your mind, and then you feel the cold embrace of that dead fleshy realm that you fell through, and you feel like you've suddenly become a flame, burning through and scorching this flesh as you descend down. It's almost like it's burning away any corruption inside of you, but it seems to be flickering and fighting back against it. And for a brief moment, you're able to sort of let out this hellish burst that erupts around you and scorches this realm, turning it charred and black, and the flesh sloughs away, and like a large curtain just falling. As the flesh just sloughs, you see behind the curtain a pair of eyes open. A set of demonic horns begins to rise up and approach. The smell of burning flesh it's repugnant, and as it approaches, you suddenly see in this bulbous, enormous, bloated demonic figure's hand, you see a wand suddenly light up, and it directs straight towards you, and it almost feels like a magnet suddenly, like being pulled towards him. Oops, can't load that image. Let's try this one.
This is just a normal dream for Rodolfo, though, right? Like every day.
Right, everyday dream.
Rodolfo's fever
Every day.
dreams.
The dreams of Rodolfo peeling Egbert's flesh from his body so many years ago.
I don't know where this conspiracy came up all of a sudden, but
It's headcanon now.
you never suspected me of murder before. What changed? Ooh.
It's so much more fun now. That he's just we're just like, what happened to Egbert? Oh, he's fine. He's back at the farm.
He's totally fine.
Totally
He's living
totally
healthily
fine.
on the farm upstate. Yeah.
Trust me, he's fine. Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
So
Is
as
this
this figure approaches, yes, you only can sense this creature's name must fit with the description Tarquin gave you. Everything about it reeks of power and corruption. You feel that stinging, burning sensation in the back of your mind grow larger and larger until it feels like it bursts out the back of your head, and you feel the presence of your own patron hovering just behind you. This creature looms forward, again with this wand holding you in place. You see them trying to draw you towards them, and as you do, every inch that you hover closer, your flesh warps. It boils and bloats, popping, and you see this greenish, brackish pus drip down over you, and you hear the creature say, the other figure, your patron behind you, pulls on your arms, trying to pull you back and away. And as they pull, there's this almost tug of war going up back and forth between Orcus and your own patron until you feel your arms wrenching, almost being pulled out of their sockets. And eventually you feel a sickening tear as your body is rotting as it approaches Orcus, but being wrestled back by your own patron. You finally feel your arms wrench away, and you suddenly shoot back up with a sweat all over your body.
In which direction?
Oh, you wake up. You've just woken up.
God.
Like, shot up as in, like, you've just come to.
I'm gonna gag and throw up a little bit, probably, because all that pus is just really doing a number on my tummy.
Oh yeah. You look down at your arm.
Yep.
And you can see that patchy flesh has grown all the way to your fingertips.
Ooh. Okay.
And I'm afraid you have not gained the benefits of a long rest.
Okay.
But you do gain the benefits of a short rest. Which will be your spell slots back at the very least.
And also I get slow back because that is that's a daily thing. That's not a long rest thing, I think. Actually, I should check that if it's a long rest.
Have a quick check. Whilst you check that, I'm going to jump to Nox and Xaxx, who probably having a much more pleasant time.
Yeah, so anyways, all you gotta do is fold the pastry over and over, and that's how you get that flakiness of it. It's not a kneading, it's a fold of it. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That's the secret to the nice flakiness. Lots of butter and just fold. The more you fold, the more layers you get. It's really great.
What do you coat it with before you put it in the oven?
Butter.
Mm.
Yeah. Just make sure it's nice and non-sticky, and I know. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
It's all in the fold.
You'll have to show me. Next time we get a chance to bake something, bake a nice pie.
Well, I do need to make a breakfast for everybody for when they get up, so maybe we can come up with something for that.
I will watch you intently.
I have some stuff that I stole from Edelyn's kitchen, and so I'm gonna make some breakfast for everybody for when they get up, and we'll have some stuff to go, and it'll be nice and good for everybody. So if you have any ideas or anything you want to make, then just let me know, and we'll see what we can do.
I saw some really nice fruit tarts when we were rescuing the kids. You know those little market stalls that were just outside her house? Yeah, they had like these really cute like candies and tarts. Yeah.
Okay, like some tarts and turnovers or something. Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I think I have some cheese that I got, so I can make that as well.
Ooh.
So we
It's
can
gonna
put
be a
some cheese and
feast.
stuff. It'll be. I don't know. I don't know about feast. We'll see how we go, but it'll be something for people.
I think it'll help Rodolfo feel a bit better. Not
Yeah, I got
looking.
something special for Rodolfo when he gets up.
Oh, yay. That makes me really happy.
But I've actually been meaning to talk with you for a while about
Oh.
something. You know that book you've been reading to me?
Yep.
And the others have been reading to me. You know who wrote that?
No, I don't think I do. I just see like another Dragonborn.
Well, it's not a dragonborn. It's actually a dragon, dragon.
Oh, proper dragon.
He's an amethyst gem dragon, and he's off in the stars somewhere, and that's actually my dad.
I was gonna say amethyst dragon,
Yeah,
possibly dad. You know,
yeah,
or
yeah.
mom.
Well, that's the dad. That's my dad.
So we've got to
And
find your mom.
well, we've already found my mom actually.
Oh, I completely blanked on that.
She's the Moonstone dragon that we rescued when we
Oh,
went and I went into that other realm.
yeah, I vaguely remember that.
So yeah, the Moonstone dragon Lyrinth and the Amethyst dragon Mazakoth. Yeah, those are my parents.
You
Yeah.
are
So
you're literally the child of two awesome, great, powerful dragons. No wonder you're so awesome.
Well, there's something wrong though. because
Oh,
they're dragons, and I'm not a dragon. So something's gone. Something's happened still.
is that?
And like the thing is, I know them. Like you know, I know of them. I know who they are in a same way that I don't know, the same way that we know like who who Sibylna is, right? I know
Yeah.
of I know of them, and I
It's
know
like a
who they are.
vagueness.
Yeah, there's just I don't have the specific memories of being with them or anything that's happened with them. I just know who they are.
Do you
But
think?
I know that they're parents. That's the one of the wishes that I got back, like in like a
Yeah. Do
deeper
you think
thing.
that's something to do with what was taken from you?
I think so. I
That
think that
adds
the,
up.
whatever obscurity took from me, it
Because
was my memory of
yeah,
my
it
parents.
couldn't have just been like the whole business was a shadow. I definitely think there's more to this.
Yeah. So
Mm.
there's yeah, so that's that. I've been meaning to want to tell you, but I haven't really had a chance to just kind of talk about it.
Yeah, we've been in the
'Cause,
thick of it for a while, but
yeah, you took off in a balloon for like a day and a half, and
yeah, that was Helia. She be like that.
but I wanted
Yeah,
I wanted to tell like you or Solomon first, and just because
yeah,
you two have been with me for the longest. Um, I know Solomon will really want to hear it because you know he was with me when we went to go save my mom.
yeah.
It sounds funny to say that,
So
but
we've met your mom.
uh,
Have we met your father yet?
no, I don't know what he looks like. He's just he's out there looking for the Ember Star. It's
Hmm.
a black star on the edge of the night, whatever that means. And he's out looking for that. And my mom went to go look for him while he's looking for that. And
Hmm.
I'm just, yeah, I'm here. She didn't seem to really know who I was. Like didn't recognize me. She didn't make any indication that she knew. So that was kind of a strange. So
Yeah.
maybe I look different to her than I did before, or maybe she's got memories missing of me, or I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's got to be something to do with what happened when we were kids. That is quite evident. But it's good that you know, like, of your parents now. We can track both of them down.
Yeah.
Like, you know, happy family. Go, go,
Well,
go.
that's the only thing I noticed that, and I haven't been meaning to say it really too often,
Mm.
but there's if both my parents are eh, well, I noticed when we rejoined up that everybody else had sort of um, aged up into adulthood, right? Because they were kids before,
Yeah.
except for Rodolfo because he wasn't there because Edbert is no longer around.
Yeah.
Um,
We don't know what happened to Egbert, you know. He could have died on a
no,
farm.
we don't know. It could have been a horrible accident, or maybe not an accident at all. Um, but anyway, um, everybody else sort of looked different except me.
Yeah,
I
I noticed that when we all met up at the carnival. You look
like
you look the
yeah.
same. Like
Mm.
nothing had changed.
So like maybe maybe I age slower, or maybe I wasn't a kid.
Maybe you were an adult when you were a kid.
Maybe
How curious.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's sort of just questions there as to what's going on. But yeah,
Yeah. But
how are you doing? How's it life with all four of you together?
it's cool because like when we like have a nap, like it's like we're all around like a campfire kind of thing, talking about like what we've done while, like, say, I don't know, Solomon or Faulkner or Helio have been like in the driving seat. We kind of just share like what's been going on.
Like when you trance, you do that?
Yeah. It's pretty fun. It's kind of,
so you don't need to do the notes anymore. You can like chat properly with each other.
we can literally chat and like with the whole mask being put together, like obviously we switch it for like when we're in combat sometimes. But like when we do have, we've pretty much got the mask on every moment, so everyone can see what's going on. It's just describing in more detail like what the journey's like, what's happening on the journey.
Yeah.
So it's nice to actually have that connection now and not be disjointed. Like as much as like Solomon is great, it's great having the other two as well. It's just like having a party in my head. It sounds silly, but you know,
No, it's good. It's good. Does it feel
I
different than it did before all this started, like 8 years ago? Do you remember that? Does it feel different, or is it like the same, or do you remember
8
that?
years ago is quite hard to recall like the exact like how I felt before, because obviously I was a child, so I can't really recollect whether I felt whole or anything, because like when us Eldrin, well, when we reach a certain age, we kind of get our other seasons, and we kind of skipped over that, so that's why we kind of fractured when we lost our faith.
Oh,
So it is a really challenging thing to describe, because of like we didn't have that kind of transition as a normal Eldrin would. But all I can confidently say now is I feel complete, and I'm pretty sure the others would say the same.
good. I'm really happy that you're whole again. You're back together. Everybody's together, and it seems
Yeah,
to be working. The balance that you have now seems to be really good,
yeah,
and
I feel like,
you can almost transition between one to the other really easily.
yeah, I felt like before we found the two masks, like I was just stuck as this kind of always happy. Like I couldn't feel like the negative kind of emotions. I think Solomon got the brunt of that. He was like, he said that he was always sad, and he felt a little bit like just depressed kind of thing. So
Yeah,
like,
he got the brunt of that. But I guess if you're forced to be happy the whole time,
yeah,
it's not quite as. So you
it's like
have balance now. You have more
yeah,
range.
yeah. So I just
Although I
feel,
will say I do miss me and you being chaotic and just running off whatever we want to do and
oh, we
find.
can still do that. We
Like
can
remember
definitely
that
still
time
do
you
that.
like you said something like smelled funny over one direction, you ran away and found that boat. That was good.
Yeah. That's just general Fae kind of weirdness, like walking up into like a direction and be like, yeah, this is where we're going, and then just walking into absolute chaos. So
Yeah.
that side's not completely gone.
But it's all serious now. Like we're hags fighting hags and we gotta go and storm this castle and figure out what's going on here.
Well, when all this hag business is over, what we can do is go on a good old fashioned walk to wherever direction we feel like, bake pies and all other delicious stuff, and just have a really cool, relaxing time, bit of chaos, you know? And we'll forget about all this hag business in no time.
Yeah. Maybe we can have one of those walking tavern things.
Yeah, with the chicken feet. Yes.
Yeah, except without the people stuck inside them. We'll just
Yeah,
sort of
not the creepy people.
not yeah, that was yeah. Not the good people that are sort of stuck there on kind of against their will, but yeah. Maybe something similar though. Maybe we can like conjure something up or have
Yeah.
Juniper pull a little cart that we wander around in.
Yeah, maybe we'll get like a big reward of gold or something at the end of this for like saving the Fey realm, and then we can buy our own like walking in thing, and
Yeah,
it'll
it's
be
like a food
so
truck.
cool. Yeah.
And we can just wander the Feywild in our food truck and meet cool and interesting people and
Well, we could
feed them stuff.
possibly mod the Volkswagen Cordelia.
Oh, we
That could
can
be a
yeah.
startup. Yeah.
Oh my god, we can use Cordelia as our food truck.
Oh my god,
Yes.
I love this plan.
This is such a good idea.
We're gonna do it. Right.
As you guys extrapolate on this beautiful idea, you'll say that the rest of your watch goes without a hitch as you draw up the plans. All right. And you do find Rodolfo awake when you come back into the hut.
I
they look
can't
a
leave.
little...
I can't.
buddy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I can't technically leave the hut, so this would have had to
True.
have all been telepathic.
Okay, true. In that case, in that point, you do spot Rodolfo sort of come to at the end of your watch, just sort of like gasping and sweating. But
Hey, Rodolfo, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation. I couldn't really hear anything. I'm just trying to sleep, but apparently being slimed is not good for mindful rest. Who knew? Anyway, it's fine. It's good. Yeah. Why don't you go wake up whoever's next? Tanwen.
Would you like some water? I've got some water in my water skin.
Oh,
Oh, you know what I
this is
should
very
do? I
kind.
should make
I'm okay.
I should make holy water of some sort if I can do that.
Okay. Can you do that by
I
yourself?
don't know, but maybe I'll think about it, but I'll see if I can, just in case, because you seem to be
Oh, just sometimes you have a rough night of sleep, and that's it. That is how it goes, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. Yeah, you guys go enjoy your rest. I'll see you in the morning.
Try and get some more rest, Rodolfo.
Oh, I will. I need
the
at least.
third watch.
Okay.
Who's up?
Tanwen, are you around for third watch or no? Okay, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Morgort.
All right.
Maybe Morgott and we had that oil can again. Oh, April can take third watch with Morgott.
April, yeah, sure. Okay.
Lily will join them as well.
Lily. All right. So it's the familiars and companions. Perfect. Roll a perception.
Why don't you join them too?
Yeah. All right. Sure. All right. So there's all the little friends out here. It is a peaceful night, no? It is a beautiful place, this garden, when it is not being attacked by zombies. Yeah, it's not better than the swamp. I prefer popping gas bubbles. They're fun. I just like a nice, cozy closet, me. In fact, I'm still waiting to be topped up with oil. I would love some, maybe I could fill myself up with that stuff. Do you think the others would mind? Oh, yes, you should definitely try it. What? Amador says, no, what are you? Are you out of your mind? That stuff rots living things. That's okay, I'm just a tin cup. I mean, yeah, I get it if you don't want to touch it. You're a flower, and look what it did to the others. Death is inevitable for all of us. Okay, this conversation is getting out of hand. I was just trying to say it was a peaceful night, and you caused all this drama. Ugh. Make a perception check for Morgott. I'm going for a walk. I can't deal with this conversation. Too much. Too
What
grim.
would I be clicking for perception? Because she
Oh,
doesn't have
just wisdom.
just whiz. Let's go, mother.
Always make it
No,
weird,
no.
Lily. Always make it so weird. Well, she just she doesn't go too far. Morgoth just looks around. She looks around, just keeping an eye out for the most part. But yeah, she probably gets, I don't know, a little bit maybe adventurous and heading off into the garden itself. Goes for a little swim. That'd be fun. And then maybe hops out into this corner that no one's really kind of wandered off into up till now. And she just admires the grass, the lush, overgrown nature of this place. But it's as she's walking back, or hopping back, she gets back to the others who are still considering uses for this ooze and slime. When, as Morgoth's approaching, is the hour up yet? Getting sleepy myself. Love to climb back into my bedroll. When Lily looks towards Morgoth and says, "Oh, who's your friend, Morgoth?"
Oh.
What friend? I have no friend. What do you mean? Behind you. I'm not falling for this, Lily. This is some sort of sick joke. You're going to tell me there is a zombie hand on my shoulder next. No, there's definitely something freaky behind you. It's also glowing. I'm surprised you missed it. Morgoth slowly turns around. See, behind them, that something has followed them past that section of the garden. It is a pig-like creature that seems to be walking on its hind legs.
Oh, it's like
Morgoth,
rat or some one of those things. I think.
it's this thing
Envy or
again. Another
jealousy.
Dretch. Yes, exactly.
Is it a new
Ah!
Dretch?
It is, and this
Ooh.
one has another gem glowing in its stomach. Ah! Morgoth jumps nearly out of her skin, landing in like the stream. Pops her eyes out of the surface of the water. What is that thing? Is it Chakra bleu? Oh, I think it's another one of the friends. April zooms around it, does a little bit of widdershins around it. Oh, it doesn't seem to be attacking us. Maybe it's friend. Hey, we should wake up Rodolfo. He might be able to talk to it. Or, do the weird thing. Like, he's always been able to, like, speak to these, right? Yeah. Slow down a second. Rodolfo's supposed to be getting rest. Can you speak, Mr. Dretch? Or Mrs. Dretch? What are you, anyway? You just hear kind of snorting pig noises. Oh dear, I don't think we're going to get very far with this. Perhaps we'll just tell them when they wake up. Well, if they wake up, Lily says, maybe they'll all transform. All right, that's enough of this. Our watch is up anyway. This is probably important enough. Morgoth comes into the dome and tells a couple of individuals, "Oh, Rodolfo, you are awake. There is another Dretch outside, and
A what? Which one is that?
one of the pig demon things."
Oh, the emotion things. Okay, yes, I come. And he'll come outside. Oh,
all right.
Greetings.
It turns towards you, and I guess you can give me an insight check to sort of figure out what on earth this particular Dretch encompasses.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing, I don't know. I'm guessing some part of wrath, anger maybe, but revenge.
That's a good question. Let me find it myself. Hold on. 1 second. Yeah, I do believe it followed me from the garden. Maybe it wandered out of the palace. They say that
It didn't
from here, right?
say anything to you? Was it chained up at all?
No. He just wandering aimlessly. Must have just followed me from the garden, but I don't know how it got out. Maybe it snuck out from the palace. But
does it have a glowing tummy thing?
Yes, it has another jewel embedded in it, which seems to be giving off a strange light, different from the other ones.
Mm.
So it's like kind of a greenish light.
Green.
Okay, here we go. Actually, no. One sec. I will find the exact color. Once I find my notes. Okay. Yep. Here we go. All right, so this one is. It's a red gem, I should say. Have we had how many have you found now? 2, right?
2, yeah.
Yeah.
Two.
So
I
this
think
one is actually a red gem.
envy and no jealousy. Is it envy and jealousy you found?
Envy and jealousy
Yeah.
are the 2 ones I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. So this one, as soon as it sees you, Rodolfo, it seems to fly into almost like a fit of rage. And oh, it was calm before. And you see the red glowing gem suddenly brighten, and you can tell it's definitely got another magic aura around it, divination, evocation, that kind of deal again. And yeah, it kind of rushes up to you and like thumps you on the chest and snorts again in this kind of demonic language. Right. And it tries to like tries to like hit you. Not hard though.
I'm gonna speak to it in Infernal and say, good boy, calm down. What is your name, friend?
It suddenly speaks into your mind, but the language it speaks, it sounds like infernal, but it's almost like it's being played backwards. Like it's a distorted, twisted version of your own language that you can hear.
Hmm.
It's like
That's pretty good. I've never been able to make out those backward record sounds, but, but that is what it sounds like. Okay, so it seems to be speaking in backwards. Friend is Nemior. Actually, he's gonna reach into his jacket and pull out one of the red gems and kind of hold it out, not so that it can be grabbed, but just to show it. And he's gonna point to the dredge.
It makes a piggish growl towards you, and then sort of folds its arms, as if maybe that's why it was angry with you, because you have the other gems. You're not sure exactly, though. It does look down at its own stomach for a moment, then like cocks its head to the side, looking at your other 2.
And Rodolfo will hold his hand out, kind of gently, expecting.
It kind of narrows its eyes towards you, and you can tell there's this almost distrustful look upon its face.
And I'll say,
then it points accusatively towards the diamond, the other colored gems, and then seems to shout something. You're not sure what he's angry about, but it seems to be something to do with the gems and your possession of them.
My child, I do not understand what these are, but I met your friends or your counterparts. Jealousy, envy. They gave these to me of their own will. Perhaps to reunite you. I'm not sure, but these were not stolen. These were given in good faith.
It kind of huffs for a moment as you say that, and also it snorts when you say friends, as almost as if correcting you with something like
enemies, brothers.
It nods as you say that.
Your brothers. Yes. Well, they seem to want to reunite, but did not know how to do it. We left them at the other hag's palace in Yon. But if the gems are reunited, then, well, they seem to have entrusted me with this.
You can roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Come on.
20.
20.
It seems to suddenly consider this for a moment. And the others, the companions around you say, like Lily and that, say, it's true, we were there. We witnessed. Your siblings are unharmed. At least from ours. Yeah, cut this one's a break. He's trying to help, all right? Maybe if you hand him the gem, he might be able to, figure things out for you. There's another little slight growl, but there's another huff, and they finally reach in and pluck the gem from themselves and hand it to you without making eye contact. Sort of like, they gesture towards it. Take it already.
Okay, I'm gonna take it and make a bow. What color is this one?
Red. Yeah,
red.
It's like
red
a
again.
burning
Okay.
red. I think we've had. Let me check. Should be red. This is rage after all. Okay.
Rage.
It is. You get that word almost entered into your head as you touch the gem. Rage. The humming red jewel seems to embody some sort of desire, but you remember you could only really access these in your dreams. They sort of came to you, or when you cast identify. But hey, you've still got another hour before this kind of long rest is up. Perhaps you could potentially meditate with it. But the dredge.
Yeah. No, I was just going to ask what the dredge is doing now.
Yeah, it will probably back away. It looks around, sort of sniffs the air momentarily, and then points towards the palace. My door now.
That is the door where we are going. Do you know the way in? I'll follow it.
It definitely kind of like scampers up to it, and looks inside for a brief moment because it does. This door's now open, if I'm correct. It kind of opens up the door, looks left and right for a moment.
Is it safe?
It shakes its head.
It's not safe. Of course it's not. Why? I don't know. I ask.
And it sort of flaps.
Are your other brothers in there?
It nods, and then when you're saying, "Is it safe?" he sort of flaps his arms in a big wide motion and says something again in abyssal. Grag.
Grag lungs.
Yeah, whatever that means. No clue.
Okay.
But it seems cautious enough that it doesn't want to enter. Kind of close the door and scampers back off into the garden. Hides behind a rock momentarily, pokes its head out, kind of watching you for a second, and then it sort of again hides into the underbrush of the nearby.
Farewell, Rage. I will. Well, I will do what I can to reunite all the gems together. Okay. And thank you.
All right. Heading back to the party then. You seemingly have spent the hour after that.
Yep.
Kind of
talking
with the others.
Yeah, I'll talk
All
with
right.
Chatting.
So do you think you might be able to figure out what that gem does?
I don't know. The other ones didn't seem to. Well, I didn't have much luck with the other ones, but maybe they all need to be united to do whatever it is that they do.
That is it.
In
you
any
have
case,
3 now.
I have
and
3.
There are 8 siblings, I believe.
Is that what they said? Yes. So I don't know.
I feel like we're probably likely going to come into quick succession of them if they're all inside there. Must be scattered about, perhaps.
I do not know the meaning of them, but they are all related to emotions, and this is the Palace of Heart's Desire. So, I would imagine there is some relation between Zybilna and her palace and these creatures, these embodiments of emotion. I do not know. We will see. But I suspect we will see anger or irateness or something very close.
Annoyance,
pet peevedness, something like that. frustration.
says, it's like the palace is the tree, and all of these gems are like the branches that make up the greater whole.
Yes, perhaps. I mean, I don't know whose desire it is to feel jealousy and rage and wrath, but that's not for me to decide. Some people like being angry.
You mentioned them being connected to someone, didn't you? Like they all belong to some person.
Perhaps they all belong to Sabina. Perhaps they all like, or if there is someone who has experienced no negative feelings at all, and they are just stuck, peaceful, and passive. Who knows?
So you begin to identify this one?
Yes.
Once again, you can tell that this seems to be some sort of like vessel contained is like you say, a desire, an emotion, but also almost like it's not just putting their desires into something. Desires and emotions are attached to something. They're part of your being, part of who you are. So to simply put them in wouldn't make sense. They must be connected to something, such as perhaps you imagine like a soul, as you have dealings with your own soul. Perhaps you understand that when signing or something or creating a contract, you do give up something of yourself, and perhaps that is what this is: bits of the soul, fragments that have a desire or emotion attached to them. However, again, when you identify it, it's like something's hidden behind this sort of illusion, even though there isn't actually illusion magic on it. Feels, again, like you mentioned, you need all the pieces together to sort of pull back that curtain, that veil, and reveal what the visions truly are. But whilst you're experiencing them, you know them to be, they're sort of being shaped and turned into fairy tales that your own mind knows of. It's almost like it's trying to rationalize itself into something you already know and something you understand, rather than seeing the true events. So the story is still playing out, but in a fairy tale style. So this scene, as you begin to focus in on it, or perhaps if you once fall asleep again, maybe this is an opportunity to get some rest instead of feeling and experiencing a nightmare. Maybe this is what gives you a vision instead. And it seems as though you hear that voice again, that feminine voice, begin to speak. It says, once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a young woman with raven black hair. And again, you see this image of this young woman, and it's the same one you've been seeing in every one of these visions now. And last time you remember them being tormented by three godmothers, stepsisters. Thank you. Yes, stepsisters. And so we see Cinderella now again. This time, she seems to be running away from home. Let's see. Yeah, she seems to be like running away from the home, from those who abandoned her and mocked her, and she's seemingly having these second thoughts about carving a path of her own. A weakness in herself is that her own doubt. She doesn't know if this is the right choice, and this almost makes her angry at herself most of all. And you see now, for the first time, a little friend, a sort of familiar, who has sat on their shoulder. They appear to be a white-feathered owl in this form. And she said, the actual like little owl speaks and says, "They never appreciated you anyway. Imagine the looks on their dumb faces when we come back and squish them." She says, and you can hear Cinderella saying, "I don't know. Maybe I should go back. I don't want to anger Mother. I just don't know if I can make it on my own. The world is still so different from what from what I've known. I've been cooped up in that house all this time. I've never really seen the outside. I'm just gonna get lost." And you feel again your presence is nearby, and you see the owl turn its head 180 and then suddenly stare at you, as if it can see you standing right there, looking and eavesdropping in this conversation.
I'll give a little wave to the owl.
It tilts its head. We have an eavesdropper. Wait, the stepsisters didn't send you, did they? Not to bring back Cinderella?
Cinderella? No, I've been sent by a friend to help her, but I don't know how to do that. Cinderella. Do you have another name? No,
What?
that's a silly question. Never mind.
No,
I just.
my name is Cinderella. And you suddenly see like the rest of the image around you kind of unblur, and you realize you're standing in a stables, and this raven black-haired Cinderella has crept in, and she's holding a staff. She's kind of holding it out cautiously and says, "So wait, just who are you though? What's your name?"
I was sent by a friend of your father's. My name is
Oh.
Debasque.
Oh.
And, well, we heard you were in danger, and that you needed freeing from your stepsisters. Is that true?
I guess. How did you know? And
I need to.
furthermore, I've never met my father. I didn't even know. Well, obviously, I knew I had one, but I suppose I hadn't really considered it. I've only ever had mother and my stepsisters here. I was adopted, you see.
Oh, well.
If you knew my father, I would very much like to meet him. Maybe I can figure out a little bit more about myself, where I'm from.
If I'm being completely honest, I have never met your father either. I am sort of a friend of a friend.
Yeah, I see.
He sent a friend to send me, but he didn't say how or what to do, just to get you away from your sisters. So if you can make your escape, take these horses and make your escape, do it swiftly.
You look over to. Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, no, it's all right. Done.
She looks over towards the horses that you've just mentioned. Excuse me. And you see one. There's 3 horses stabled here. One is as red as dawn, one as white as day, and one as black as midnight. And she says, "Which one shall I take?"
I think the brightest day. Everywhere else I have seen of your sisters has been dark, twilight, dusk, nighttime. You need the sun.
I'll take dawn. And Or she can take white as day. Yeah, I guess white then, right? Is what you're suggesting.
I would recommend white as day, but
Right, white it is. Yeah,
purely a guess.
she goes towards it and says, "Right, yes." And she looks back and goes, "I remember you a long time ago, years now. I think you came to me. You were like a fairy godmother, right? You,
Well,
you
I'm
helped me
afraid
pluck up the courage.
I didn't help much then, but
Well, you gave me
yes,
the courage and fixed my dress to go to the ball.
you remember that.
I
Okay.
do."
Do you have anything else that needs mending? I'm good at that.
Only my doubts.
Child, you must be strong. You have 3 sisters and you have just yourself. But I think you are more powerful than them all. Just think if you want to be.
Really? All this time, I felt like my mother and my stepmother and stepsisters broke me. I fear I would never be able to escape this life of servitude, but I'm here. I'm just at the door. You're right.
Okay.
I can do this.
You have more friends than you know out there. Friends you have never even met. People who want to help you. Some people who want to help you just because they do not like your sisters. Sometimes that is enough.
You're right.
To be good is generates its own power.
Dabask, do you think you could do a little wave of magic just once more, just to, I don't know, you're like the fairy godmother. Could you unlock the stable doors for me?
Let's see. You know what? I can help you with the door lock, and he gets out Lucy. And he's gonna go at the not at the lock, but at the wood of the door, and just a couple of chunks.
The owl says, That's not the kind of fairy godmother magic I was expecting, but yeah, it looks like it's working." As you chop through the stables with a hefty swing, the wood just slices in twain, and she's like, "Ride, day, ride!" And you see Cinderella kick up the saddle and
I will cast guidance on her as a final blessing. Good luck.
She looks back and gives a final nod and almost like blows a kiss in your direction as well.
Ooh.
And we hear the voice of saying, Cinderella mounted the horse, her heart pounding with newfound hope. She took off towards the castle looming in the distance, feeling the wind in her hair and the horse's powerful stride beneath her. For the first time in a long time, she felt free. And it's as these disembodied voice gets fainter and fainter, you hear like the sounds of your allies kind of waking up, and you're stirring from the dream. And this is where you wake up. I think everyone has completed a long rest at this point, so you can mark that off for yourself. Congratulations. And you're level 8. Yeah, that's still correct, I think. Yeah, you're level 8. All right.
So we all got our long rest then.
Yeah. You did, yeah.
Except Rodolfo.
You've gathered a long rest. Sorry,
yeah?
short
rest.
apology.
Okay.
You're right. It's a short.
That's all right.
And of how many more hours did you get on the book reading? I'm guessing quite a lot for Xaxx, right? You can mark off like another.
Yeah.
We were talking for a bunch of it, so.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Mark off another 2 hours.
Nice. I've got to actually find it on my thing there. Can't remember. Oh, there it is.
Right. How? Rodolfo still in one piece?
Still here. Did the others tell you that I found another pig person? Oh, they found another pig person? I have 3 gems now.
Well, that's 3
So
out
that
of
seems to be 8.
I would guess. Like 3
I don't
itself
know.
is
Yeah.
powerful, so
I don't know what it means. It just seems to be a further little quest. So. Did you see one?
Okay, so go on.
Oh no, just making conversation.
Well, it's abruptly. Oh, go on.
Just I have some breakfast here for everybody that and Nox helped me prepare some fruit tarts and turnovers and cheese danishes and things like that. So I have a little bit of a breakfast pastry, and there's some coffee or juice or tea if you want as well.
Alright, let's get that.
That looks wonderful. Thank you.
Where do you keep getting all these ingredients? Gleam says.
Well, I'm running low now. I raided a whole bunch of stuff from the kitchen.
Oh,
But,
right. Kitchens,
Well,
of course.
we can at least, because we need to harvest berries anyway for getting the crown back. We need to open lion locks. Or
so I have 3 of the treats. I
Mhm.
can only do 3 of them like this, but 3 of the treats, and you can decide who wants to take them, are special. And if you eat them as a bonus action, you gain temporary hit points equal to, well, 3.
Oh, I think that should go to the martial fighters.
Yeah, maybe Tanwen gets one and Tarquin
Tanwen.
gets one.
And Nox,
Yeah.
perhaps?
I guess.
Yeah. You make
That's
note of that.
fine with me.
They're not super great, but they might help you if you're in a bit of a pinch.
What are they called? Sorry.
They're not called anything specific.
What does Xaxx call them?
Oh, Xaxx. They're my what am I gonna call them?
It could be different each day depending on what you cook.
they'll be different each day, but they're dragon niblets. How about that?
Oh, brilliant.
Niblets.
Do we eat the dragon niblets now, or do we save them for when we're desperate?
We can save them maybe for when we're about to get into a fight. So they last for 8 hours, so
Okay.
Yeah.
for any time in the next 8 hours, you can eat it.
Okay.
And it'll
Thank
give
you so
you
much.
some temporary hit points. So you can decide whenever suits it best for you. You can have a little niblet.
The conversation suddenly interrupted as Clapperclaw is clapping his claws, trying to get your attention. There's something outside. It's trying to get in the dome, I think.
Oh yeah, well the dome's about to go down anyway.
Oh, okay. And as the dome disappears, you hear this flapping sound of a tiny bird suddenly swoop in, and it zooms around like a few turns before April shouts out, "Oh, Mummy's bird! Mummy's bird!"
Uh-oh.
Tarquin just sort of looks at it for a moment, and then he's just like, "Yep."
Should we kill it?
And
Probably
just throws a dagger at it.
It's probably a scout.
Okay, sure. Roll to hit. This is the weirdest looking bird you've ever seen. Half of its body.
Somehow.
Oh, half of the body is
something else.
You might be. Yeah, press Shift Alt C to get rid of the targets.
If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna try shooting a sacred flame at it as well.
Sure thing. Yeah, half of its body is stitched together. It's like half fish, half bird, and as soon as the dagger strikes it, the flapping ceases, and it falls to the floor with a light thud. Oh, you killed it. April says, "What a beautiful way to start the morning."
Sorry, I've got a bit of a itchy dagger hand after being attacked by undead yesterday, and I was worried it might be a spy.
Tarquin, just as a precaution, I would suggest we bury it a little bit so that it can't fly away again. Maybe under a rock or something.
I'm sure
it doesn't have any messages tied to its leg or anything obvious like that, does it?
As Rodolfo says that, you do see tied to its leg there is a little message. And you hear April protest. They're not spies. Mummy sends bird for messages.
Oh.
Okay. I will take the message off of it.
No.
And have a look.
April subs for the life lost. But it's a... Clapperclaw says, I think it was kind of a sad existence anyway.
I was putting it out of its misery, April.
Yes, sweet release, Lily says. Then as you pick out the the little tiny envelope and unwrap it, there is a written message inside. Would you like me to read it?
Sure.
Please do.
It says, it may be Bav's bird, but it is with bright regards that I write in your time of need, Carnival cards. Have your druid Nox prepare with utmost care. Mighty spell to conjure woodland beings fair. In a flash, I'll hop to your aid. With a helping hand, I'm not afraid. In my wake, other heroes stand small. Signed by the greatest brigand of all.
So...
Conjure woodland being.
Is this the long scarf?
Yeah.
I think... but... I mean, thinking about it, it couldn't be Bavlorna. She got transported away by her own magic. She can't be back yet. Well, she might be. But not soon enough to send us a message.
Maybe she took a long rest.
Well, well, it seems like we might be able to get some Harengon help, I guess, assuming this is from Agdon. So,
Well, I've prepared conjure woodland beings anyway.
Yeah, Tarquin's just gonna dig a slight hole with his daggers and just bury the bird.
Sure.
I'm gonna go lean over to Rodolfo while he's packing up his sleeping bag and whatnot. How are you feeling today?
Oh, didn't have the best sleep, but I'm good to go for today. Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine.
I have something that maybe can help protect you a little bit. Since you
Okay,
feel under the weather. Give me your hand.
I do.
Okay. And I'm gonna put my hand on top of yours, and inside your hand now is a little like mini pastry with some cheese inside and some meat and whatnot. It's just very small. Just
Ooh,
eat that for me, please.
right now?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. And do I feel any different?
I'm
Gain
casting
310.
remove curse. I'm guessing. No,
Oh.
it's something different. I'm casting remove curse.
Okay. All right.
At
Xaxx.
4th level.
4th level.
4th level.
Just to be sure.
Just to
If
be
I
sure, eh? Yeah, absolutely. Rodolfo, you understand Xaxx would never do anything to hurt you or make you feel worse, but in this moment, as the spell connects, you feel like you want to throw up. It is like this roiling sensation in your belly that churns and bubbles like your stomach's just become a cauldron, and you feel an intense burning sensation on your arm as well as all the little Xaxxes get to work. But it wells up until like you can feel it at the back of your throat. You just want to puke.
Ooh, okay. I don't I don't think that one was maybe not compatible with seems to be some sort of mixing of medications there.
Roll a con save, Rodolfo.
Oh no. I don't want
Because
to.
you feel like you're about to puke, like instantly.
Yep.
You
Nope,
puke.
I do. I
You
definitely
throw
do.
up. I guess then Xaxx.
Get it out. Get the evil out of there. That's what I want.
Yeah, it's like an exorcism right now. Xaxx, I need you to roll a deck save because this puke is like in front of you.
Dex save? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Oh no. Xaxx, you see this welling of green sludge build up in the back of their mouth before a projectile vomits straight towards you. You're in touch range casting the spell, and so there's just sprays in your direction.
Oh no, am I cursed now too?
I need to. Well, let's find out. Roll a wisdom save.
You're good at those.
I am good at
You
those.
are. You are good at those. 14. Hold on. I know he's got this. That's got a lot. One shit. That is actually a save, believe it or not.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Okay.
Thankfully it was
I
the
have
cleric.
a +9 to my wisdom
Yeah,
save.
I know, right? Insane. Oh god, you do have a take 2d6 necrotic damage. That much can't avoid, but it's a minor effect compared to what could have happened. Thankfully, it rushes. It runs down your scales and doesn't have a pause to sink into, like on Rodolfo. How I mentioned it kind of absorbed into his flesh, but Rodolfo, immediately after you puke, you also see that burning sensation in your arm. There's like flames that flitter across it like spark paper, and it just burns away the corruption in a flash, and your skin returns back to normal complexion.
You're okay now? Are you okay now? Can I get a sense if Rodolfo's okay now?
You can check over
back to normal. Maybe not okay, but just back to normal.
You check their skin for any signs of corruption. It looks like it's all back to normal. No twisted warp.
Yay!
And the back of your mind, you almost feel a sigh of relief. Rodolfo.
That seems to. I can't believe. Thank you.
I told you, I just needed to sleep on it a little bit.
Yeah, that was.
You lost some of your innards there. Have some of the little bits and bobs for breakfast.
I would love a dragon niblet.
See, I told you, Rodolfo, when it comes to things dealing with undead, Xaxx is the man.
He is the man. You are the man, Xaxx.
I am not a man.
I mean, you're a dragon man.
You're the man, which is.
I'm just before anything else, I'm just also gonna cast a quick cure wounds on myself.
Yeah.
Right.
And
yeah, I'm sorry about that. That was not obviously unintended.
No, that's perfectly okay. That's the cost of doing business, as they say.
Do we need to do this for Juniper as well? Do y'all think?
No. Juniper seemed okay.
From what I understood, speaking to Lord Eld, it seems it only affects humanoids.
Okay.
And as awesome and amazing and human-like as Juniper is, I don't think they quite qualify. Also, not sure if Morgoth qualifies either. No offense, Morgoth, you're more froggy.
I actually am considered a humanoid, but
I wasn't sure.
That is not the problem. Thankfully, Juniper, you can see where she did lose a few feathers from the patchiness. But you can see already new plumage already starting to grow in. They did complete a long rest.
Right. So, as we probably at any time we might need to grab the swap the crowns round essentially. Do we want to gather up the berries now? Due to the time stop state, I'd imagine they'd stay fresh for a while.
Yeah, we might need to do that before we actually get in. Do what we need to do out here before we go inside, because we may not be able to get back out after a while, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, if we, well, what I'm thinking our best bet might be our first port of call when we get in should probably be to see if we can get to the stable and get that door open from the inside, because then we have a way to get in and out that doesn't rely on the special locks. Hopefully. So.
All right. Sounds like you're getting up early. You can, without issue, collect enough of these berries if you just spend just simply the time doing this.
I'd imagine April helps quite a bit because.
Yeah, absolutely. April is a zoomy little quick thing, and Amador knows the garden and knows the best places to pick. So you've got the best combination of NPCs to help work with that. And Tanwen, you're a natural survivor out here, natural gatherer, so you can also gather them up pretty damn quick. Now, it is over the course of this, however, that you begin to see or feel different. Occasionally, Xaxx, Tarquin, Tanwen, Nox, and Rodolfo, you guys begin to feel like, as you're jumping around, yes, literally jumping, you feel like you're hopping from place to place in the garden. You can't help but see like flies buzzing about near the flowers, and you get the sensation you just want to jump up and snatch them out of the air.
How
That's an odd sensation.
how unusual. I feel funny.
I'm gonna eat one.
Yeah, you see Xaxx, you jump up and your tongue is extended out like a frog, just snatches a fly out of the air and noms it.
Well, I seem to be back in my hopping state.
Did Xaxx just eat a fly? How did you catch that?
With my tongue. And to be fair, this is not the weirdest thing you've seen me eat.
No, I mean,
No,
I did try to eat Tarquin like 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Tarquin has a look at himself to see if he's now becoming more frog-like in appearance. He'll actually hop over to the river and have a look.
I'm just gonna try to keep jumping and eating as many flies as I can.
Tanwen's
getting good at it.
her swarm if these flies are natural, and
your swarm is almost backing away from you scarily because you look at them with hungry eyes, and your swarm distances themselves. Tarquin, as you look in the reflection of the water, you see bulbous eyes, warty flesh.
So we're turning froggy. So not that that's a bad thing, Morgott, but
it's unusual.
We're turning into like April things.
What is going on with you? Are you all right? Morgott seems to be fine. So does Juniper. It seems, again, it's just specifically the party that's happening to everyone else. Even Glister and Gleam are perfectly fine as well. Wait, it wasn't something we ate. No offense, Xaxx. It couldn't have been. We all had the same meal.
We all... No, but Juniper...
And we've all been here the same length of time.
Juniper fought against them.
And then you hear April going, "Yay, yay! You look like Mummy!" Oh, I got a frog in my throat.
Wait, did killing that bird release a curse of some sort?
We had some agreement with Bavlorna, didn't we?
And
maybe this is...
I remember it. It was something about not harming any... She wouldn't cause any harm to yours, as long as you didn't harm to hers or hers, or something like that. What was your bargain?
Well, that was during our pact when we did her job for her, so I didn't think that was still in effect because we completed that job, but Fey bargains are odd, so...
Didn't you also promise to work with her? You gave gifts, I remember. You were supposed to be friends.
Yes, we were, but at the same time... I mean, I can't think it's that, because... Surely this would have happened when we had the fight with her.
Oh, no, I remember now. April does a little spin and zooms around you. All four, no, there's 5 of you. Does a little circle around all of you and then says, "I remember, you guys are business partners." That was the pact. That was the bargain.
Well...
Business, but the job was completed.
No, you can ongoing business partners.
But it was a temporary.
That was the exchange of gifts, sharing of living spaces, basically working together.
Yes, but we didn't agree to this. We agree, working together is a different thing.
She scratches her head for a moment.
Well, either way, I guess we've got to a time limit on doing this before we completely turn into lawnlings.
Oh, you look very much like frogs already. And yeah, almost all of you have turned green-skinned, warty flesh, eyes bulging. You do kind of look like overgrown lawnlings. Yeah, you could say so.
The big question is, as we're hopping about, does this mean I essentially have my Harangon jumping ability back? In which case, I'm back to bonus action jumping like 90 feet.
No, not quite. If anything, you feel cumbersome and clumsy. It is not a pleasant experience, whatever this is.
Well,
I'm going to do something reckless. I'm going to go jump in the water near the fountain to see if it will this will wash off.
I'm glad you did, because everyone has the impulse to jump in the water because your skin's fairly dry in the morning, and what's better than bathing your dry skin in the river? And Tanwen, it is refreshing, relaxing, and to get your skin all moist and wet. And April's like, "Oh, I'll join you."
I'm gonna follow too, actually. Yeah.
Mum always loves a good bath in the morning.
So this probably means that we need to stay moist, or we're gonna have some sort of downside.
Or I need to cast remove curse on everybody again,
but that's a lot of magic.
Does anyone have manipulate water?
That'd use up most of my most powerful spell slots if I did it to everybody right now.
And I'm wondering if this... Rodolfo, did your vision show anything on us? Like an effect of some magical effect? I guess transmutation?
I don't know.
Well, wait a minute. If killing the bird triggered this, can we bring the bird back to life?
I mean, it was already dead. Sort of. It was like an animated taxidermy creature.
It seems
it technically wasn't under her control either.
Is it a curse or is it magic?
Is it possible that this is the curse because we broke our bargain with her?
Yes.
And
in which case
but which part of the bargain did we break, and can we undo that?
Well, the harming of her or hers.
You did hurt Bav quite badly in the fight.
I mean,
sent her home packing.
But she also hurt us, so surely she also broke the bargain.
I think you guys hurt her first, so only defending herself.
Does anyone remember the exact wording of the deal? That we couldn't hurt her or we couldn't kill one of hers?
I think it was
your business partners.
Friends
don't hurt each other.
Yes.
But business can be a very cutthroat enterprise.
I have a feeling that this is indeed the result of breaking a bargain with a fae.
Yes.
And that.
In which case,
this, not only that sort of thing can only can happen if she is in this realm with us. It cannot be done at a distance, which means she is somehow here or close by.
Well, yes and no, but it might not even be her that's doing the effect, because we struck a bargain with her in the Feywild. It's possible that it's the Feywild itself doing this as a sort of thing for breaking the pact. Like, do you remember how the forest react when we saw like those children being harmed? And
right,
it seems like the Feywild itself has almost a will of its own, and not will that we met.
but has the Feywild,
yes,
I mean, affected us directly if we attacked any of the other creatures? We have been harsh to several of them.
But this would be the first time we've directly attacked anything that involved Bavlorna or herself.
Yeah. It's the first time we have killed anything. Surely we have attacked things before. No?
Yeah.
And I have as well. And Gleam says, and I attacked Evelyn.
Yes,
I attacked Evelyn.
But you weren't part of the deal.
But so who is part of the deal? And then Nox. Is that when you say this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Quit. I don't want to work for Dragon Incorporated anymore. I think we should dissolve the company.
Morgan's like, don't you have to hand in your resignation?
I mean, it would depend. Technically, the business could be just dissolved and would no longer exist.
Nox, as you say this and you announce it out loud to the Feywild, you see her skin return back to its normal complexion, the warts disappear, and your eyes shrink back to normal size.
Yay, my eyes are small again.
Okay, I look over to Xaxx and say, Now
you don't want to be wet, you want to be dry.
Yep. As
Sorry.
As leader of the Carnival Cards, the parent company of Dragon Incorporated, I am wishing to dissolve the business entity known as Dragon Incorporated and absorb its assets, but not its debts, into the great company of Carnival Cards. Do you accept?
Yes.
I accept.
As of now, Dragon Incorporated no longer exists. None of us are members.
As you say this, all of your skin returns back. The long tongue that's hanging out of Xaxx's mouth as he says this returns back to normal, and your eyes.
That was fun though. I kind of enjoyed that.
Whose genius idea was it to make the deal with the Incorporated?
That was mine specifically.
I think it was. I think it was Tarquin.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Well done.
Served its purpose.
Xaxx, I have a cool idea.
What's that?
How about we start up a company called Dragon Acquisitions? Yeah.
Dragon. What would we be acquiring?
That's copyright.
How about
whatever you want?
How about instead we establish a culinary arm of the Carnival Cards called the Carnival Cuisine, and you can have that.
I like that. I actually really like that. We've gone from selling insurance to being like caterers, chefs.
Yeah,
it's really the only thing we are good at in terms of.
I am better at food than I am at insurance.
I'm quite happy to start up that business enterprise under Carnival Cards, give you the necessary staff. It just so happens that I've recently dissolved part of my business and have some staff who are available. So I can assign them to this new culinary cuisine, Carnival Cuisine business venture.
Well, actually, on that front, Nox and I did draft up a bit of a business plan for a small little traveling food truck.
Yes.
Okay, I like this. Pitch me your idea. I suppose there should be a name for a show like this. I guess the
Dragon's Den.
Yes, it would be, but I'm not a dragon, so I will say this is the Carnival Court.
Jeez.
Carnival.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this show plays out. You pitch the ideas back and forth. A new company is born, partnered with Carnival Cards, and hooray for Fey loopholes! You did it. Well done for remembering.
That's exactly why I put that loophole in. Because that way, if we were ever made to do something that we couldn't agree to, I could just be like, "Oh, that deal was made with an enterprise that no longer exists. Bye."
Exactly.
Goodbye.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I can't believe that worked exactly as planned. That seems like we planned for something and it happened. That's nuts.
That's about the only one of our plans has ever gone successfully.
Mhm,
Actually, to be honest, I feel the infiltration of Scabatha's place went exactly as I planned.
It was a fantastic idea, all in all, and I was just waiting for the right moment. The good news is that worked without a hitch. The bad news is, as Rodolfo mentioned, this confirms that Bavlorna is back in Prismere. Only she has the will to sort of create this curse as part of the Feywild, and she has to be in the Feywild to do it.
She's invoked basically the power.
And if you count the clock, Xaxx would look at the time. This is the exact time in which you attacked Bavlorna in the morning, and she teleported away. So it's likely that her plane shift spell is returned back. She's able to cast it again and returned.
But
yeah,
if she had to wait until today, if she attacks us again, she can't escape by the same method.
That is a silver lining.
She's only got it. She could be that. Yeah, she can't. She can't get away if she teleports. Yeah.
In which case, with berries collected, frogification dealt with, and a new enterprise formed, how about we start exploring this palace? Unless anyone's got anything else they want to do out here. As for just thinking about it, Amador, Polonella, do you want to continue to come with us, or are you quite happy to be just back in your garden? Because you don't have to keep coming with us if you don't wish to.
We're definitely going to stay here. I think the Queen wants to catch up with her subjects. Not just that, but there is a Jabberwock inside there, and also a League of Malevolence. Sounds like death around every corner. And myself, and as I would definitely suggest to all the other friendly folk, Clapperclaw, Squirt, April, perhaps we should all stay outside.
Are we losing our army?
No, you're not losing your army. Then when have they ever been weaponized?
Well, April has, but
that's true. Oh, okay. It does sound pretty dangerous in there, but Lily says, "I don't fear death. Nothing can kill me."
How about this, April? As you are out
Lily
here,
says that.
Why don't you spend some time getting to know the place? See if you can find out any secrets out here. Maybe some things we've missed, and just have a little play. You've got no worries for a while, so just enjoy yourself.
We'll keep an eye on things. Glistering Gleamer, we won't leave not until Evelyn has met her eclipse.
Tarquin, should we leave Juniper out here to keep an eye on everybody? If they're going to stay out here,
I mean, if we are going inside a building, the corridors might be quite tight.
Right, and if we, my concern is if they decide to try to attack us again and don't realize we're not here, our allies may be caught in the crossfire.
Juniper, we'll leave Juniper. I feel bad leaving Juniper behind, but at the same time,
you'll have to make an animal handling check, Tanwen, because as you try to move away to the front without her, she starts to follow after you stubbornly. If you wanted to stay, I think you're gonna have to roll an animal handling check.
Okay, I will. I'll give that a try.
I mean, if they want to come with us, they can come with us.
They refuse to be left behind. They look towards the palace and growl.
Okay, baby, you're right. I was wrong. You're right. I'm sorry. You should come with us. Guard us. That's right.
Is it worth letting the others go down to where Chad is?
Yeah. So it's April. You like dancing, right?
Oh yeah. Dance.
Go speak go speak to Chad and his badgers. I'm sure they can teach some fun new dances.
She's already gone, leaving a puff
this
of
is
smoke.
literally a no card left behind. It's purely the Carnival card members going in.
Are we supposed to take the berries with us, or
yes.
What were we doing with the?
We're taking the berries with us, and when we need to get the crown off of Wrath, we give him the berries, and then we need to go give the crown to Envy in order for Envy to open other locks, because essentially from what we understand, there are two types of locks. There are the heart locks, which are controlled by Wrath, and the lion locks, which are controlled by Envy. And we don't know exactly where those are, but we know the front door is a heart lock, so we need to find an alternative way to get out, which will be the stable, in order to be able to give the crown to the lion. Yeah. Right. That's hopefully makes sense. So this whole place almost seems to be as if it's lost in time. So I think probably the few people that I've seen inside, other than that horrible evil priest, seem to be frozen in time. So I think Jabberwock, the League of Malevolence, and those that are associated directly with them are going to be the only problems. And maybe the butler, whoever they are.
I'm back.
So, right. But my initial instinct is that we try to go left once we get in order to try to get to the stable and open that up. But we need to be careful, because I did hear Xaxx muttering something as he went, and worried he may have cast some sort of protective, trappy sort of spell. So perhaps in that case, Rodolfo, if you want to be up front with your magic eyes to keep an eye out for those sort of traps, and
sure, yes.
And I'll try to keep an eye out for the more mundane sort of traps. But we'll all be looking for those.
Someone with excellent perception perhaps can come with me to the front.
Yeah, I'm at +8 for that, so
okay.
I think Xaxx might have higher.
My
Xaxx
perception
has 1 higher.
It's pretty good too.
All right.
Y'all want me to stay in the back with Juniper to guard our rear and make sure nothing sneaks up on us?
Yeah.
Or do you want me up front?
Maybe you guarding the rear sounds good, because you've obviously got the range capabilities, so you can fire over things. And Juniper,
okay.
When it comes to entering rooms, I kind of want Juniper to be one of the last to enter, because I feel like if we enter with the room with the Jabberwock with Juniper, it's going to be immediate combat. But if we don't, then it's a possibility we might be able to do something else with that, because if Zybilna could make friends with it, I don't see why why others shouldn't be able to, particularly if we explain we're here to save Zybilna. It's a risk, a dangerous one, but
we can try. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to fight Xaxx if we don't have to.
Exactly.
And yes, well,
we do have to fight it. Keeping distance seems your best bet, but watch out for his eyes.
Yeah, just real quick, Knox, if we do make friends with it, please don't fall in love with it like it's a pet. I don't know if we could feed that thing if we had to take it with us.
I'm just after the cat. I want my cat back. I'm just really, really annoyed about my cat being missing.
Okay.
Right, so this door should be unlocked. So, right. So, logically, though I realise we're in the Feywild, so logic doesn't apply.
Just in case, I'm gonna cast guidance on Rodolfo.
Yeah. There's a slight ribbit to when you cast it, but probably just a slight residual effect of being turned into a frog.
Paperwork takes a little bit of time, so
I like to think that maybe as like a hangover from it, Xaxx still has a slightly extended tongue.
Yeah, just briefly. It's shrinking in the process. All right, time to get into the palace itself. Oh, there's my music. All right, so entering into this beautiful long gallery, you see there are many paintings of depicting kind of like a stormy environment. The palace's interior is incredibly well decorated, and even though maybe it hasn't seen much maintenance, it is actually very clean. It's like almost spotless.
Any of the paintings glowing as more magical than others?
Let me check.
Gleam, Blister, could y'all go ahead and move up? Guys, I can't go up
yeah.
until y'all go up.
Sure. They'll follow behind Xaxx there. And there we go. Okay, so the walls are illustrated with these painted panels depicting a starry sky. Some of them are sort of stormier than others, but the paintings seem to show what a viewer would see while looking out through a set of windows into a clear moonless night. Sorry, but there's no magic on them or anything. There's nothing peculiar about the panels or walls. They are just simply well decorated. The two doors on the north wall don't have any magic on them either. There's no traps, nor do the ones on the far east or west. I think you'd have to get a little closer to them anyway, but you could easily head up in that direction, and you see there just seems to be a mundane set of doors. They're well decorated, of course. Fine mahogany, the finest wood a palace like this would occupy, but no magic here.
Okay.
I'd like to look straight up at the ceiling, make sure that there's nothing crawling or no weird shadows, no darklings.
There's beautiful chandeliers that occupy the ceiling of this kind of arched dome. You can see that it's like a stretched dome, so it's like arched all the way down. The beams are sturdy and well maintained, but you don't see anything lurking in them. No shadows. It's quite a well lit area. In fact, perhaps the whole palace is well lit of itself. Even though there's no sunlight in here, it's almost like this ever-present glow to the marble. It's just giving off light. It may just be a byproduct of the Feywild, but there's no permanent spell cast on them. You can tell, Rodolfo. If there was, it'd be like a continual flame-like spell, but you gather that it's perhaps just the nature of the Feywild. This marble is maybe born of it.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume at this point there's kind of a low-level hum to just about everything.
Yeah,
so
there is.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you if it seems out of place or discernible.
Yes, please. Well, which front door? Side door? Oh, Tarquin, you want to go to the side door for the stables?
That was my plan. If we can at least get the stables open, then that's a way in and out, which doesn't learn the magical door. So
okay, I'm gonna open the door and then stand back as I do so.
Before you do, Tarquin's gonna which I've seen people do in films, and I'm not quite sure how it works, but I think it's some sort of acoustic sort of enhancement where they like place like a dagger or something into the door and then listen at the dagger or something like basically
like it's like a tuning fork.
Yeah, basically trying to listen to see if there's anything like any sounds on the other side.
Okay, you can roll a perception check. It is all quiet. Nothing on the other side of this door, from what you can tell.
It's at least quiet for now, so open the door. Oh, it's a staircase. And
you're hit with the first sort of realization that this palace is not playing by the rules. This should have opened up into the stables, at least you would assume. but instead you're met with a spiral staircase, and the walls of the circular chamber are decorated with sculpted reliefs depicting humans and demons partaking in grotesque revels. The spiral staircase with a golden handrail is sat in the middle of the room.
Now,
but you don't see any other doors leading to a stable.
Now, this sort of decor does not seem fitting for...
Staircase?
There's also...
There is a staircase, leads up
Yes.
to another similar like chamber, like a round chamber.
So it seems like the physics of this place perhaps don't play as we'd expect. Either that or this tower was here and it's just sort of in the way, but there doesn't seem to be a way directly through to the stables.
No, it doesn't.
There would be it would be over this way, on this wall here.
Yeah, so it seems like there is... We might as well have a look at the other doors in case there's something interesting through those before we make a decision.
Okay. Yeah, you head back down the corridor if you wish.
And I'll repeat the process at this door, listening at it in case there's something on the other side.
Roll a perception check again.
Else...
You do hear something. And in fact, you feel like there's a slight hum to the dagger that you place against the door. And there's a tingling from the metal as it's against your head. And as you pull away, it's almost like there's a static shock as well. But the main thing that you actually hear is the distant rumblings of thunder.
So there appears to be what sounds like a thunderstorm, and there's sort of electricity built up beyond this one, so...
Like at Indolent's tower? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like.
Okay. Let's take a step back really quick. I know we should have done this outside, but what are our objectives again here? We're trying to find Zybilna, right?
So our objectives are to deal with the League of Malevolence, because we've kind of got a deal on that. Find Zybilna or her cauldron, because I think her cauldron is something to do with that. Try to find somewhere that has information where we can potentially find out more about Zybilna, because I think we need more. Other than that, just generally trying to survive and get through this place. And right now, based on what I'm feeling from this door, I think this door is not the way forward at the moment.
Okay.
But do you want to check out those two down there, Tanwen, or Xaxx, or someone while you're down there?
Can we open them, or do we have to?
You can open them if you want. I was just listening at them just in case, but I'll let you do your own style.
Yeah, let me come back down here and all right. I will put my ear up to the door to see if I hear anything.
Yep, roll a perception check.
All right, and Tanwen and perception.
Can't hear anything. This wood is really thick.
Okay, I don't hear anything. I'm gonna turn around and look at Juniper and say I'm about to open the door. You okay with that?
They both nod.
All right, so let's go in.
Juniper readies themselves to pounce at anything. You should be able to click this door.
It says I'm colliding with a wall.
Yeah, so that if you open the door by clicking on this little icon here, there you go. Just a single click.
Okay.
I think you opened it and closed it. Okay, someone's having a laugh. Just click it again once. James, I saw you.
No, I was just over there in case it did it.
You closed it as you opened it. Okay.
Juniper, you stay here for a second, kiddo.
Okay.
All right. So we've got.
Juniper does pounce a little bit, but there's nothing in the room. Looks like a similar situation here. Circular staircase with once again this bizarre depiction. Juniper just went up the stairs.
Yep.
Juniper went upstairs accidentally.
Intentionally, I was trying to circle around the room.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. I mean, maybe they do bound up the stairs. They're ready to. You can't like readying them, like get ready to go to attack something, and they don't see this room as any threat. It's like they've cleared it. And they immediately jump up the spiral staircase to the next one, and I'm afraid it's probably carrying on from your animal handling check from earlier. You only rolled like a 2. They just seem to be off.
Yeah, I'm gonna chase after Juniper, but I can't see a thing. My screen went completely black.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drag your token on there and take you up.
Okay. Juniper, don't run away, baby. Okay. So, at the top of the stairs, what do I see?
Yep.
Is it
this is
windows?
This spiral staircase ascends up to, once again, another chamber decorated with the sculptured reliefs of humans and demons. They seem to be, again, partaking in grotesque revels. Like Tarquin says, it's a little bit unnerving and odd for a Fey, Archfey, but there they are. Other than that, there is another door, and that's to the south, which must open out into the open because you can actually see there's a couple of windows here as well, and you can see above, you can see below the garden, the outside. You can see the tower where Wrath was. So that door there must be sort of like a balcony, you would assume.
Okay, all right. Juniper, we need to go report to the others because that's what you do when you're exploring. So I'm going to head back downstairs so that we can report to the others.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a little turret. Yeah, so what you do is you drag your token away from the stairs and then drag them back on.
Oh.
There you go. And I'll take everyone back to here. All clear by the looks. Juniper seemingly calms down a bit after realizing there's nothing here.
Now, there's something in front of me, though, right?
Yeah, similar to the other one, you're getting a kind of symmetrical feel. There's another set of stairs that ascends.
Okay. All right. So, honey, we're going to go out for just a moment and tell everybody what we found.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, I think this is a mirror of the tower you just found. It's got those some really weird, grotesque images on the walls, which didn't seem to align with my expectations for Zybilna, but maybe somebody redecorated them. There's a spiral staircase that seems to lead up to a room. And the room didn't have anything in it, but there was a door, and when I peeked out a window, I could see the garden just outside. So I'm guessing there's a balcony out there. So for any reason we need access onto the roof, it looks like we can go out that turret. There was another set of stairs leading up to the northwest in there as well.
Yes,
but I didn't follow those.
So, based on our view from the outside, did we see any balconies on the outside?
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
If
Just
you
I'm assuming there's a balcony. I didn't really look for it.
Yeah.
I saw the guard.
Yeah.
I was just
That's kind of why
maybe the door went to a different place than the window showed, because this is the Feywild and crazier things
That's kind of why I just told you. I kind of gave it to you because you have seen. If you're looking at the front here, there's the two towers. There are little windows at those. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to assume that there's not a sharp drop into something painful that we will be fighting. But based on what we saw on the outside, I'm guessing that is going out onto a balcony. I mean, I can go back upstairs and open the door if I die. Just please take care of Samantha.
Based on what you're saying, this place appears to be a mirror of sorts to each other. So which would suggest that this door over here, where Juniper is, will be the same as this one and have a similar sort of thunderous thing. So that gives us... And
we're assuming that. I mean, I don't mind going in and checking to see if I hear thunder and lightning in there.
No, it'd be... I'm feeling pretty confident on it, but... So, and if this tower also leads to just a way to a balcony as well, and that kind of means our two paths are the one that leads from the stairs you found that lead to the northwest, or the ones we found that lead to the northeast. And well, considering that this part of the journey more than anything else is sort of your rodeo, Rodolfo, what do you think? Which way do you think we should go?
I don't know. I don't want to go where there's thunder. I'm inclined to go up the stairways.
Yes, but if that's what I'm thinking, but do we go up? I think the spiral staircase is gonna just lead to a balcony door like Tanwen found on the one that they went up to. At least what we're... Right. So it's these...
Right, but the balcony will lead to a door, won't it? I mean...
Maybe.
But like the balcony must leave up somewhere.
But there's also this northwest and northeast pass staircase, which goes more into the center of the palace by the looks of it, and I think that seems a logical way to go. But do we tackle it from
the left? Is this
door
locked?
No, you don't see a lock on it.
I heard lightning and thunder from the other side.
So, Xaxx, you open it up and you're seeing a stormy sort of set in front of you. There's another set of towers. I'm just going to check what you can see. Right, okay. You can see a balcony to the left and right of you, and there's this massive central tower that's built out of smaller turrets as well. Like, smaller towers basically come off the sides of the massive one. You can see the huge staircase rising up to the second level of that turret, and all around in the air there's this hum of electricity and this crackling of lightning that streaks across the stormy sky. It's mostly below you though. Looking up, you see the actual sky of Prismir. It's still dawn. You still see the sun rising above the towers, but down below is this roiling maelstrom with these arcing forks in every direction.
It's a good thing I'm resistant to lightning now.
Yes, rather than it being attracted to you, it's almost like the lightning skirts away from you in this instant.
Feels different somehow now. Okay, well that's the answer to the questions. Is there's a lightning storm? If we go in, look, there's a I don't know if you guys can see over on the other side. On the right and on the left, there are stairs going up.
Yeah, I think those are the one of those stairs is the one we should take. It's just whether we decide to go left or right.
Should we just flip a coin?
Flip a coin, yeah. Flip a coin.
Yeah. Thank you, Samantha.
God, I hate suggesting this, but do we want to split the party and come at them from two different sides? God, I hate saying. I know that's...
I don't think there's any benefit to splitting the party if we don't know what's on the other side, because we could get horribly lost.
Yes.
Until we know where we're going.
It looks like it could be a bit of a maze on the inside, and we may not end up at the same place.
So
I would suggest we stick together.
Right, then I will flip a coin. 1 is left, 2 is right.
Okay.
Right it is.
2 is right.
2 is right. That's the one over that Tanwen went through, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it seems the right is right.
Before we leave the room, I'm going to look around to see if there's anything else that looks like it's going to jump out at us and go boo, or attack us from behind.
Are the are the decorations of the revels exactly the same as on the left side? They're not reversed or something? Weird looking?
No, they're not by the looks. They are seemingly similar, but you probably see like more like a continuation of the revels. Like where maybe in the first one was like drinking and cavorting. This one might be a little bit more like sadist, like in the way that there's like seemingly like pain being inflicted with like hot candle wax and weird stuff.
Okay. So
like fiery pokers.
Not identical then.
No.
Somebody had to have changed this out. This can't be Zybilna. Not from the way y'all described her.
Well,
I mean, it's important to know she's still a witch, you know.
She's one of the hag sisters raised by the Mother of Bones. Maybe this is just what they go in for. I mean, I would guess.
Well, she's one of the daughters of Baba Yaga. That's right?
Yeah, the Mother of Bone. I mean, I suppose if you can have this decor could be what the Winter Court like, maybe. Because it's more like.
Tanwen, did you look up the stairs?
Yeah, the stairs. Juniper ran up and I followed. I know that wasn't very wise, but the stairs lead to a room that has a door, and from the windows I could see the garden outside, so I assumed that the door leads to a small balcony.
Okay.
So that begs the question, is there a guard's walk up on the castle walls above us? Or are they just balconies that are lookout points for guards?
Either way, if they do just walk between each other, it's probably not going to be that beneficial. It looks like our only way forward is inward. Unless we really want to check out the balcony door, I'm happy to do so, but...
No, I think that's we saw the balcony from the outside.
How thorough are we being? That is the question, Margot says.
Yeah, I mean, do we go we can just go right into the middle part here, or we can go upstairs and maybe we get higher? I mean, this part's already open, right?
Yeah.
Did you go up this way?
No.
No, I didn't. I came back to report.
I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna go far. I'm just gonna go up the stairs a little bit here. Okay. Just is there a door?
Oh, change maps.
Oh, I went into.
Xaxx, as you reach the top of the stairs, you see something that's startled by your presence. Another dretch, seemingly clawing at this door. Well, there is no door. This is the problem. He's clawing at the wall for some reason, but then he just backs away and then tries to push past you. I guess
I telepathically, because I know he speaks Infernal and I can't speak Infernal.
He
telepathically,
does.
I'm gonna say, "Oh, hi, sorry to disturb. Are you one of the siblings, the envy and jealousy and I guess we met rage or something like that as well now?"
It stops in its tracks. No, you stop it. It's as soon as you say these words psychically to it, it suddenly goes in your head. Wait, you know my sisters and brothers? No.
Yeah, we met a couple of them. I met envy and jealousy, and then one of my friends also met. I guess it was rage or something like that.
Oh, rage! Yeah, he just burst out of the palace. Didn't care to stay inside. But
yeah, which one are you?
Wouldn't you like to know? Xaxx,
are you
see
secret?
the dretch sneaks up to you and tries to pinch you, but you've got scales, so you can't really pinch scales skin. Like, well, that's no fun.
Sorry. You can pinch my finger here. Here, I'll give him my finger.
What? Can I poke your eyes? Here, kneel down.
Okay.
He jabs you in the eye. Ow, it hurts.
Ow. Jeez. Ow. I didn't think you'd actually do it. I didn't think you'd actually. Are you like mischief or something, or like? Because it didn't actually hurt.
It tries to stamp on your toes.
Ow.
But you've got pretty heavy boots on, and so I don't think so. Or maybe you haven't. I don't know.
Are you just like annoyance? No, what are you? Ah.
It's fun to be cruel.
Oh, you're cruelty or something?
Maliciousness.
Malicious. Oh, you're malicious. I was getting there.
And there's a yellow jewel embedded in the core.
Oh.
Now, out the way.
Okay, I'll move out of the way and I'll say, hey guys, Dretch, maliciousness Dretch is coming down. Just be forewarned. It'll try to poke you in the eyes.
Or pinch your skin. Yeah. Comes up to Morgott and pinches them. And then sort of like moves around towards Tanwen. Tarquin, pinches
guys?
your skin all the way.
I'm waiting for it with the gems held out.
Is this something we're supposed to keep alive?
It's about to get to Juniper. Juniper's here.
Yes, Tanwen, don't kill it. It's fine. It's just a little mischievous. It doesn't actually need to hurt you. We don't need to hurt it. Remember?
No, I wasn't with you. I didn't realize this was what you were talking about when you.
Oh yes, this is the little emotional pig things. Hello.
It plucks a feather from Juniper, and unless you do something to stop Juniper, you hear them go roar and bring up a big paw, about to swipe at them.
Juniper.
Can you?
I'm gonna
cast Speak with Animals, so that I can try to explain to Juniper what's going on.
Sure.
So,
and I guess Tarquin, you can roll an athletics check.
All right, Speak with Animals. Yeah, so, I'm gonna one action, cast spell. All right, so I'm gonna say Juniper. Wait, hang on, sweetie. I'm told that this is an ally. I don't see how. It looks dreadful and annoying, and it pulled your feather out, and that was not nice. But Rodolfo says we're not supposed to kill it.
You see Juniper's. If his Speak with Animals is active, I guess Juniper says in an aggressive tone, like, "They're taunting me with the feather. Look!" And you see them waving it back and forth.
I know. Hang on, sweetheart. Give me that feather right now, or I am going to tell Juniper that you are tasty.
I do like bacon. Juniper says, "You can, intimidation, please."
All right.
And whilst this is going on, Tarquin is beginning to do the Corred dance.
Okay. 15 is not bad. They flick it towards you. All right. Oh, well, you don't hear what it says. It just kind of snorts. It's clearly laughing and chuckling still to itself, but it does give the feather back.
All right, Juniper, here's the feather. I am so sorry, baby.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah, I agree, sweetheart. Let's just stand here and see if we talk their way out of this situation. So we'll give them just a minute, baby.
So I'll move my way up, and say, where did the Dretch go?
Oh, Dretch is here.
Oh, it's over here. Okay, so go. Hello. I'll say it. This is infernal, by the way. You're wishing to reunite with your siblings, yes?
It somehow sort of understands you, but you don't understand it as it snorts back in abyssal. But you get the idea that it's nodding as an affirmative.
Say, this, and I'll show him the gems again, keeping them very close to my heart so that they can't be snatched away because I'm very paranoid about this. This is envy and jealousy, and this is wrath from just outside. Rage, pardon me, from just outside. I don't know if you know him, but they have given their gems to me to try and reunite you all. Does that sound like something you want to do? I don't understand what will happen when you are reunited, but I think it would be a good thing.
They sort of look down at their gem, and it's this yellow jewel with a black spot at its center.
Yellow.
And yeah, it's a yellow one. And you can roll me a persuasion check. And Tarquin's still got it grappled as well. So if you did show the gem,
come on, baby.
Natural 20.
Wow.
What?
Nice.
Whoa.
They do pluck the jewel from it, and they freely offer it to you. And they say something again in Abyssal, but no clue what it really says.
Thank you, my friend. I know that this is a gesture of faith, and I hope you can trust me. I know you have no reason to, except for, well, you have the word of your fans. But we will get you reunited. We will get everything sorted out.
It looks around and questions, Rage?
Rage is just outside. In the garden.
It wrestles in your grip, Tarquin.
Seeing that Rodolfo has the gem, Tarquin will let go and open the door.
It squeals away as it runs down the corridor and outside.
And I hate to be the mom here, but do we have to stop? You said we had a hard stop at 10 o'clock your time.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yes,
and say the same.
I think then with that, there's a good point to end. You've obtained 4 of 8. That is halfway there to claiming all these jewels and figuring out what sort of strange past.
A giant Dretch Voltron gets created.
Well, more and more, Rodolfo, you begin to realize these are sort of distant past memories. They may be negative, the Dretches, sure, but Rodolfo has like a little bit of more insight into what's really going on within this person's mind, and it seems to be telling like of past memories, parts of their soul with attached desires, attached emotions, but all with this weird fantasy like fairy tale veil over the top, not telling you the real truth, but somehow you believe maybe returning and reuniting all of these will reveal the true story. Mm-hmm. But for now, that's where we'll have to end and pick up next week. It's a lot to explore here, so it'll be good going in fresh again. But yeah, thanks very much for playing. Thanks to any who are watching, and we'll tune in then.
Bye
for now.
Everybody.
Bye-bye.